topic. So basically, Tweedy has been on Twitter, kind of calling out PL. I reached out to Tweedy to kind of find out like what the deal was, and he said to me basically, PL basically insinuated that I was scared of him. He's like, that I was too scared to face him, that I was afraid to play him, and that like, he's so much better than me that I'm scared. So basically, Tweedy's point was this: I'm so scared of you. I'm willing to say right now, Mortal Kombat 11, I would beat you at Combo Breaker. Let's put $100 on the line, and we'll play each other before the tournament, which is how money matches should be done in reality when it's to settle a beef. And I got $100 for a first to 10, and Carl had not responded. So because he hadn't responded, Tweety said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, kind of go at him a little bit on Twitter, and see if I can get a response out of him. And there was no response, and this had been going on for a few weeks now, and there's still been no response. So I spoke with PL today, and so here's the point of view. So when I merge the two sides together, they're both right. So apparently this stems from a post on Twitter in which Tweety said, who's going to be the strongest region, or a topic in which they're discussing the strongest regions. And apparently Tweety had stated that the Midwest region was not going to be very strong. So at that point, Carl told me his philosophy was, well, how could you? So Carl basically said, that Tweety was afraid to play him, and etc. And that's how it escalated. So what Carl told me is the reason why he said that is, from his point of view, how are you going to say the Midwest is weak when apparently in this tournament called Hometown Heroes, he had beaten Tweety multiple times. And Tweety apparently DM'd him. Carl says he has the DM and says, I can't beat you. I can't qualify in this region because of that, so I'm going to go to a different region to qualify. So Carl's point is, how are you going to be up on Twitter blowing up the Midwest region when you had to leave the region to qualify, right? So that was like his point. And Tweety, I guess his response was, well, okay, well, this is MK11. Let's put some money down. And Carl's point of view is, I'm not going to play him because I just don't want to. And his whole thing is, nobody has a problem when I say, hey, Sonic, let's play in Dragon Ball Z, and he says, you're not worth my time, whatever. He says, no one seems to has a problem when I want to play someone, even if it's for money, and they say, you got to earn your shot. It's not worth my time. So he said, I'm doing the same thing. If it's okay for people to tell me I'm not worth their time, then I'm going to do the same thing back to people in this community. So he said, Tweety's not worth his time. He's not going to play him for money. Tweety was not able to beat him in Hometown Heroes. He had to leave the region. This is what I was told, to be able to qualify. And that he's not going to play him for money. And if they cross paths in tournaments, so be it. But that he's not scared.
Can I say something?
Sure.
First of all, you are the fool of the week for even making this a topic.
I'm just settling it, man. People wanted to know what's going on.
Second of all, I hope his Rio has not recorded this pile of garbage. Third of all, did you just seriously compare Perfect Legend to Sonic Fox? Sonic Fox has earned the right to tell people, no, I don't deserve to play you because you're garbage. What has Perfect Legend done recently?
What has Joe Montana done recently? He doesn't deserve the right to stop. Man, come on, no. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
I'm Midwest, dude. Perfect Legend is in my backyard.
Bill Russell, what has he done recently? Why the fuck do people? Why does he get the? Come on, stop. I don't want to hear that.
What do you mean stop?
I don't want to hear
dude,
that.
Dude got his ass kicked 13-0. Don't bring his.
So what? People are allowed to lose.
They are allowed to lose. Yeah, they are. No, hold on a minute. They are allowed to lose, but they're not allowed to talk out of their minds and then lose like that. And that's 3 more games and still lose. Dude.
So the penalty is they should be stripped.
Listen, they should shut up. How about that?
Listen.
It's everyone's right. Just like it's Tweety's right to say, You know what? If you think I'm so scared of you, put $100 down on the table. It's PL's right to say, you know what? I'm tired of always being told I'm a waste of somebody else's time. I'm going to say it back. If we cross paths in tournament, we'll settle it there. They both have a right to do both.
Yeah, we're not disputing that.
Wait, hold on. Tweedy asked to join. Can I add him?
Sure.
It's up to you.
All right. Since Michaelangelo can't make it.
Have you even started recording? What are we doing here? Hey.
I mean, at this point, yeah, we kind of started a podcast.
Bro, live action.
No, because I don't know. I don't know what's
Dave,
going on. Like
we're 10 minutes late, so
Whatever. We don't even need an intro.
let's just roll with it.
I'm just gonna say this point before Tweedy joins and everything. It's
Go
shut
ahead.
up and play. That's all I care about. Shut up and play. That's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see how losing 13-0 means he doesn't have a right to talk. He's a 3-time Eagle champion.
Yo, can I?
Those
explain
don't
the
grow
Hometown
on
Heroes
trees,
shit?
Dave.
Yo, can I explain the Hometown Heroes shit?
Yes, sure. By all means, please.
Okay, so basically, like, when I was like first of all, I was number 1 in Chicago when I left it, and Playing to Win, Get Wrecked, and King Jr. can all back that up. And I had never lost a PL in it. And like, you might say, well, yeah, he did. He said it. But we all know if PL beat me, there would be footage. There's footage of when he beat me with Brainiac. That was the only time he ever beat me. So, okay. I did leave to Atlanta, and that I understand, like, that makes me look bad. But my reasoning was not that I was scared of everyone, because, like, I was number 1 in fucking Chicago. My reasoning was it was cheaper for me to go to Atlanta. And I know, like, people just say that's an OS, whatever. I don't really give a shit, because, like, I beat PL a lot and it wasn't recorded. He says he beat me a lot and it wasn't recorded. Like, here's the facts. Like, I beat him in War of the Gods once. He beat me once. Those are both recorded. I beat him at NEC twice. Those are both recorded. So everything else is just like he says, she says, fucking people can believe whatever the fuck they want. Like, so, you know, what are you going to do? But, like, he lost to, what's his name? Get Wrecked in Hometown Heroes. And then I beat him. So, like, I beat his dad, basically, so I'm like his granddaddy. So, like, I don't even know why he's bringing up Hometown Heroes. That was my worst year ever in the FGC, and I was still his granddad, so I don't even, like, understand.
His granddad. All right.
I mean, yeah. All I told me was that you had DM'd him that you had to switch reasons.
Bro, I looked at those DMs. I did not say that shit. Look, I'll post them. Hold on, let me go.
What are these DMs? I'm curious now because they're getting hyped
Ooh,
up.
hold on. Are people photoshopping DMs now? Is this the new T? Did we turn into TMZ?
I hate
FGC
that.
edition?
What has this fool done recently? What?
yes,
What if he wanted to retire like years ago? He's not allowed to talk.
Here, I'm honestly, I'm surprised Tweedy would even stoop this low and even talk about Perfect Legend at this point. Like,
He's a 3-time Evo champion and stooped this low.
Dang! He did something fucking 5 years ago. Who gives a shit? Like, who cares? Like,
okay, when Sonic Fox retires from fighting games, 5 years after he's retired, I want to call M2 Dave, and I want M2 Dave to say, who gives a shit what he did 5 years ago? He's fucking garbage. I want to hear those same words.
Well, I gotta.
Because I believe in consistency, Dave.
I don't even like Sonic. Tom, I don't even like Sonic Fox. What the hell?
Why? Because he's a furry? Wow, Dave, unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Again.
Wow. Hold on.
No,
hold on.
Tom is mad because Perfect Legend is his friend. That's why he's doing this. Tweedy, you don't owe anybody an explanation, man. Tweedy,
Like,
you're a young player. You're talented. Why are you wasting?
hold on, Dave. We're in this limbo in between Injustice 2 and MK11. I'm not playing MKX or Injustice 2 after playing MK11, bro. Like, once you go, like, I'm not doing that. So, like,
Tweedy's playing
I'm
Outbreak
bored,
like me.
I'm
Like,
playing
we're on that
Kingdom
good
Hearts,
shit.
fucking
Yeah, everybody is.
Resident
Yeah,
Evil and shit.
I
But
know.
I can't,
yeah, me
bro.
too.
Once the beta comes out, I'm not gonna be doing any of this shit. Like, I'm only doing it because I'm bored. Like, there ain't nothing else to do.
Yeah,
No, I
Tweety,
agree with you.
are we gonna pretend like you weren't about to say once you go black, you can never go back?
I was about to say MK11, but I like realized that sounds cringe as fuck. So I stopped.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine if you just looking at it. Well, playing MKX or whatever. Or Injustice. Yeah, all I was doing was just saying, since he wanted to get, he talked to me earlier, and I was like, everyone, no one really hears his side of things, but Yeah, I mean, that's just the whole thing. Like, he was upset at your tweet because he felt like, well, I mean, he was saying that, well, Tweedy had to go somewhere else to qualify. So how bad could this region be? Like, this dude's shitting on this region. Like, it's fucked up, like, to shit on the region. So he's like, he'd call you out on it. And then, like, I understand you said, well, if you're going to try to call me out like this, why don't you put $100 on the table at Combo Breaker and let's just see what's what. And his whole point of view is, you know what? I'm always being told I'm a waste of somebody else's time. So I'm going to say, you know what? This is a waste of my time. And if we cross paths in tournaments, so be it. And that's pretty much where it's going to end. So,
So he's pretty much saying Tweedy is a waste of time.
So basically, there's going to be a money match between Tweedy and PL.
Yeah, but how can you do that when last year Tekken Master did that same shit and then like he got blown up? Like, I understand that like he won Evos and shit, but when someone literally did that to me last year, like, I don't know, it like looks stupid. It's like,
I mean, still, but it's both prerogatives. Like, it's just like, you have the right to challenge somebody for money if you feel whatever, and they have the right to say, I don't feel like doing it.
And hold on, why is he talking about people not giving him opportunities? Didn't that Go Eat Your guy like call him up to his room, and then like PL got like 128th, and then he like Go Eat Your still gave him props. Like PL gets like sponsors and props that he doesn't deserve because of old wins. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What?
I mean, old wins are okay once you hang them up.
Do you know what PL does these days? Like, he'll DM like Go Eat Your Dragon and be like, yo man, do like down one lightning hands or 2/8 that vanish. And then they'll be like, thanks man, just being nice. And then PL will tweet, yeah, I help these guys win. Shut the fuck up. Fucking bum. And like Dragon's too nice, right? But he DMs me about things like, yo, PL's giving me like this dumb advice. I'm just being nice to him and he's acting like he's helping me, LOL. Like PL is like
getting exposing these messages right now.
I mean, but also, I didn't like a conversation that I had with, again, the backdoor brain trust when I was on the phone, and I was like, well, let's say PL does play Tweedy, hypothetically speaking, and PL wins. I was like, well, Tweedy will obviously shake his hand and say, you outplayed me, you were the better man, and shake his hand. I was like, but just in the community, how is that viewed? Will you guys say Tweedy's better? Hell no. I mean, PL's better? No. I'm like, well, why is he going to play for?
What do you mean? Like, I get discredited 24/7 too. It's not just PL. Like, this.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, I think the problem.
I just did it back.
The real problem is the nature of our money matches. And Dave, you know about this because Dave, you're not as old as me, but you're old too, Dave.
Bro. People can talk shit, not play a money match, and people are okay with it. Like,
but money matches. The problem is money matches kind of have gotten watered down because
if you even look at me wrong, we're money matching, dog. And
I understand, but there are some people that money match for the right reason. But the problem is, for a lot of years, money matches got watered down because what people started to do with money matches is, instead of doing a money match, they would wait till after the tournament. And if they didn't do as well, they would say, let me find a top placer who I think I can do well against and challenge him for money and use the fact that I did well or won to validate me not doing well in the tournament. So the meaning of the money match really, really got watered down. So then the problem is they got so watered down over the years that money matches have now come down to, we got two guys playing each other. If the guy we all think was going to win wins, it counts and props. And we'll make fun of the other guy. If the guy we don't think should win wins, it doesn't count. It wasn't a tournament. Do it again. So money matches are really, really watered down. I
don't like money matches because I feel like people try to like get props from them, but like really you should only get props from the tournament. But the reason that I want to,
but you agree, you can't call somebody out
because like I feel like it'd just be like free food for the weekend, like that $100.
Yeah, but I mean, what money matches have turned out to be lately is somebody, I'm not saying you in general, but in general, people will call somebody out, and if they lose, it doesn't count, it wasn't a tournament. And you can't call somebody out, lose, and then claim it doesn't count because it wasn't a tournament. That's a cop-out too. If you lose, you lose. And I'm not saying that's the case with you, but I mean, that's really what's happened with money matches.
Yeah, but tournament definitely does count more, though, like whether you win.
It does, but money matches are not hype because, like, there's no blow-up. Like, yeah, I mean, if the guy, whatever is supposed to lose gets blown up, it's hype. But like, if the other guy that we all think is going to win loses, nobody cares. There's no blow up anymore. It's like It doesn't count. So there's really no hype because it only counts if one guy wins. So money matches have gotten destroyed.
Wait, hold on though. Like if PL beat Sonic, people would definitely care, and obviously people cared that Sonic won. Like PL,
but that's only because it's Sonic. Like, and if Sonic would have lost, they would have said, he must be playing something else. You know, like
Yeah, trust. I know about that shit. Like, trust me.
They would have said, "How did he beat Sonic?"
They say that all the time.
It's weird too.
He's playing
like,
DBZ. He's playing Soul Calibur
last year with Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball was big. But when like he lost E-League, people were like, "Oh well, he only lost because of Marvel." Imagine like not winning E-League because of Marvel. Like what kind of stoner?
I mean, but hold on.
Yeah, people were saying
hold on. In fairness, though, this generation, they're like, "Oh, he was playing multiple games." So, do they not think they act like the concept of playing multiple games just came out in 2015? Like, oh, you guys, you don't know what it's like playing. Have you tried playing 2 games at once? Yes, bitch. A lot of people have played 2 games at once for a long time. It's like our site has gotten real. People say they hate Ninja Killer because of his fans. Bro, we got some other people who got fans that are way worse than a Ninja Killer fan could ever be. It's like
whose?
Rio brought up a great point. If Carl were to win Combo Breaker, right? Combo Breaker, Mortal Kombat 11 champion, and he tried to say, "I told you," people would say, "Man, that shit don't count. The game is new. We'll see what happens later." If Sonic wins, nobody wants to hear, "We'll see what happens later. He's a god." It's not right. It's not equal. And that's really the problem.
Tom, your logic is the problem here.
Tom, he would definitely get props, but he hasn't made.
That's Rio's. Rio, that was your example, by the way.
No, that is true. That is true. Yeah.
Don't look at my logic.
If Sonic won, they would say Combo Breaker.
No, I don't care whose logic it is.
Wait, come on, Dave. Wait, Dave. What do you mean though? Look, if Sonic Fox won, they're gonna say Sonic Fox God. Like the tournament counts. If PL wins, they're gonna be like, it doesn't count. Use some gimmick shit.
Again, I'm
people
sure
don't know the matchup yet.
because you can't. I'm sure some people would say anything, but the point is, just like again, Tweedy has done stuff. He's an up and coming top 5 player in the community. Why is Carl talking shit to him? It makes no sense. It just doesn't make any sense. He can be like, okay,
his intention. Okay,
good.
Again,
I'm too good to play against Tweedy. No, bitch, you're not. You don't want to play him because you know you would lose. That at least be honest.
I mean, in fairness, from the example that I got, he only spoke because he was like, "How are you going to shit talk this region when you had to leave it because you weren't able to win?"
Well, first
that was his whole point. His point was, I wasn't trying to shit talk Tweedy out of the blue. It was, bro, you call everybody here like whatever, but this region was obviously strong enough, and that was the point.
Well, first of all, this whole region thing, that's on its own, has no meaning anymore. This is what,
but that's where it started, is what I mean, is where...
I know, there's no... This is not like MK9 where you have console combat, VSM, and 5 other things. Like, people just play online to level up. That's just kind of what, but that's the current community. There's no more regions. Like what are we, like 2010 or something?
I'm not in disagreement there.
Times are different now.
Yeah, times are different, But also, there's one thing I guess, and I might as well put this in here. I read a tweet Tweedy made, and it's not about Tweedy, the 1967 medals, and I just think of it like, imagine somebody's married. Women are sometimes say the smartest shit that we just don't want to agree with. Imagine having your wife, and you've been doing something for 20 years, right? 30 years, and being successful, and you're still trying to get into it, and your wife says, "Well, why are you still killing yourself to do this stuff? Why aren't you home with your kids and your family?" And they say, "Well, these guys are telling me that what I did doesn't count, so I got to prove them wrong." And you know what a woman would say? You know what a woman would say? Well, what's going to stop them 5 years from now from saying that's not going to count? Are you always going to be on the road and living like a fucking, living this life? Eventually it has to stop. Eventually you do something for long enough. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I was in an in-between place where I was kind of like, I'm like, yeah, I can still be top when I'm in the lab and whatever. And then I get basically on the tournament and I'm like, dude, I lost. I got to go back. I got to grind. And I finally came to the place and I was like, look, I tried to still live that life, but it's their time. I can't grind like that anymore. It's their time. The game has evolved. The players have evolved. Evolution is part of life. You can't stop evolution. And I'm here to support the way things are today and today's players, and hopefully to help gaming evolve. And I don't like this logic of 1967 medals because at a certain point, your time is done and it's always somebody else's.
Oh, can I say a couple things, bro?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, like he discredited like my results first, so that's like the only reason I'm discrediting his. And second of all, like I don't know why we care about props so much. Like top 4 at IPS, for example, got to be on Disney Channel. It's not like fucking Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck like went up to him when they got on Disney and they're like, "Ho ho ho, those results don't count. You played Catwoman." Like, who cares? Like people like make money from this. They get sponsors. They get to go on Disney Channel and shit and see fucking Mickey. Like, why do people care what fucking?
Yeah, props are irrelevant. Results are all that matter. You have your results. Your props don't matter. The results are what matter more than anything. You know, like within yourself what you did, and you don't need someone to give you props to whatever. I'm just saying on the whole, like it doesn't count thing. Me personally, I don't like when I hear it because you got to understand what's fair is fair. For me, I was born in 1977. When somebody says to me now that I'm kind of taking more of a backseat to it and I'm just doing what I can, hey, you have to do it in 2015 to prove it. You're basically telling me that I didn't have the right to play when I was 18 or 20. I had to wait till I was 40. I love games just as much as you or anyone else. Nobody wants to wait till they're 40 to play. You don't. Sonic doesn't, and I didn't.
Talking like PL is 40. Like people who are older than him.
No, but I mean like me. You know what I mean? Like I'm old, and bro, you guys are. Pretty soon I'm going to be having a cane, man, asking Tweedy to help me up. But I mean, I just feel like I just want this community to just like heal, man, because right now we're all like at each other's fucking throats 24/7. We got enough shit going on. But anyway, I don't want to sidetrack this any longer. I just wanted to kind of put what PL was said out there, and that he's not going to play, and he just decided I'm not. It's a waste of my time, and that's his decision. And whether people agree with it or not, it is his right.
Wait, so after all this, PL's not going to play Tweedy?
No,
but they're going to be at the same tournament.
If they cross paths in tournament, then so be it, and they can settle it then.
Drowning at the tournament, yeah, we all know.
Can
we talk about how he hasn't made top 32 at a combo breaker in 3 years, and he's acting like I'm like a waste of his time? Like, what is?
Okay, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. We can talk about that. But if we can address, and Rio, you're my witness. When he did make top 8, people said it didn't count. Rio, can you be my witness?
I said it counted back then. When he got top 8 with Scorpion, I was like getting hyped.
But a lot of people discredited him. So can you understand? He's just like, hey man, this is the way the game is played. I want to play it too.
Dude, just as many people, if not more, discredit Tweedy because he's just zones or whatever he uses.
And if
again, let's just move on because this is just ridiculous. I mean,
I think you see like all the fans PL has who are like delusional, like biased sides. Like, I don't have that, but I don't give a shit. Like I don't.
I absolutely see it, and I don't think anybody, especially not Tweedy, nobody's ever said your results don't count. Perfect Legend got enough credit when he was winning those evolutions. Trust me, I was there. He got enough props. It's not about discrediting him. It's about discrediting him now because he hasn't done anything. And besides, he's calling out a top 5 player in our community.
Yeah, like he goes against like the essence of like fighting games. Like fighting games are all about like progression and competition and stuff. Like doing good one time and then being like, oh, I never have to do good again, but you're all worse than me. Like that's fucking lame. Like the hell.
I mean, but you also have the right to finally hang him up as an all-time great. And I had my time.
Like, no one's ever like disrespected Rio. Like everyone gives him props for his thing because he's not over here in 2019.
Well, to be fair, I don't talk shit and get into all these arguments with people.
Yeah, no, I get that. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, put both sides of the story out there. Now everybody knows the deal between them two. And if anyone was waiting for the money match, it 100% is not going to happen. So it's just, I'm just putting it out there.
That's anti-hype.
Calling it from there.
I was actually looking forward to this money match.
Yeah, not going to happen. But now everybody knows the deal. So, Dave, if you'd like to move on, go ahead and move on, sir.
All right. Well, let's hope, Tweedy, you want to stick around?
All right, we can finally start talking about MK11.
I mean, yeah, I'm down.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's start talking about Kabal. Let's start with Rio because he was, in my opinion, the original Kabal. I don't care what anybody says. So let's.
Well, to be fair, in Deception, there were Kabals before me.
True.
But anyway.
Wait a minute. What year was Kabal made?
And yeah, Tom's right, actually.
So who really was the first Kabal?
To me,
I guess it was me. Get the fuck out of here, Dave.
Hold on. What about Lex, though?
Tom, to me, it's Rio. I
They hate
don't
it,
care.
Kabal, man.
I
They used to
don't care
curse
about.
me all the time, dude.
Oh my god, I can't believe you.
You said the first Kabal. Who was the first vampire? Dracula. Well, that fool, he doesn't count as a vampire. Let's talk about the Twilight vampire.
Tom, I'm gonna give you your respect
This
for playing
fool, Dave.
that broken version of I don't know Rushdown Foolish game that as an ultimate.
This guy,
Dave hates
Dave.
you, MK3.
He's like, nobody says doesn't count. First one into Dave's mouth. That doesn't count. Dude.
Okay,
I
let's
love
talk
Dave.
about
All right,
modern.
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry,
go ahead.
let's talk about modern. Rio, go ahead. What's your take on Kabal?
Okay,
It was
what they
actually
meant to
Paulo,
say is the
by the way.
current.
It was Paulo, the first Kabal.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I heard Paulo used to
It
play
was Paulo,
Kabal.
the first Kabal.
Which, by the way,
I know.
rumor is Paulo has designed Kabal for MK11. What do you guys think about that?
What does that mean?
Paulo worked on, like he designed the character.
Well,
Who's
he
that
designed
one
Sub.
guy?
Well, guess what? He
MK11.
designed Sub-Zero for MKX. So I would say.
So you know what that means? Oh wait, Tom, do you want to talk about? Actually, no. Let me first get my insight on Kabal because then I want Tom to mention how they said stuff about Kabal and then they ended up changing what they were saying at the end. But dude, I'm really excited for Kabal. They made him look great. I was worried at first that he was gonna be like Cyborg, you know, from Injustice 2. He's gonna be all run away, zone, grapple away, rinse, repeat. I was really worried for that because zoning has such a negative rep in the community. That would have been a huge blow for Kabal to play like that. Like it would have been, people would have been. That video would have had half, like a bunch of dislikes on it if he ended up playing like that. The way that they made Kabal play is awesome. He looks like footsie mid-range character that controls neutral. He's got really good tools, good zoning. He's got an air dash. An air dash in an MK game is actually unreal and how powerful that could be. I think he's going to be one of the stronger characters in the game. Looks like he's got a tool for everything.
Well, I think that they made a mistake by making him easier to play, removing the gas.
Wait. This is where Tom talks about what we were mentioning earlier before we started the podcast. You want to bring it up, Tom?
Well, Dave, go in and I'll.
No, I'm just saying. Well, for me, I'm not a Kabal player. I'm not gonna be like to me, they made it easier to play, which I don't like. They removed his gas blast, which I don't like.
Well, his gas blasts were replaced with the saw blades, pretty much.
I understand. Well, we'll have to talk about that because we don't know what's an actual default move, what's an ability. Like, honestly, watching all these trailers is kind of pointless because we don't know anything. Like, half of those things might be gear moves, but we'll have to get into that because I think that's, to me, is the biggest discussion. But honestly, I don't like it the way they made him play. High execution type character. Again, maybe I'm old because I'm from the MK9 era, but I don't like the way he plays from what I've seen. And again, we don't know whether that aerial projectile, that aerial bust saw, either the straight one or the diagonal one. We don't even know if those are default moves. We don't know what the hell is going on.
Probably are, bro. It's Injustice 3. He's probably got all them bitches.
I know, but I mean that's just my opinion. I just don't like the way he plays. Anybody else?
Tom, did you want to chime in with the whole
Yeah.
topic of Kabal when they were showing us? And we were all confused.
I
which
have
kinda
no
leads up to-
idea how Kabal is going to play because this game's variation system confuses me, and I guess we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, we're gonna have to address that. for sure.
I'm watching the Let me just get this out of the way before I give my opinion on. First, I just want to say I'm going to throw up watching Deadly Rebel. I hope you know what the block button is, Deadly Rebel, because it's really nauseating me watching you play without using the R2. So I'm watching it, and they're like, he's going to be a little easier to play. Like to your point, Dave, he's not going to be like execution heavy. So I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to see the direction he goes. And then as I'm watching, they go to the variations, and then they're like, he doesn't have his dash cancels anymore. And I was like, okay, he's not that execution heavy. And then like 10 minutes later, they go, and he can be very execution heavy with his dash cancels, which you can add in the variation. Does he have the dash cancels, or does he not have the fucking dash cancels? I mean, like,
Yeah, that confused the shit out of me too.
the
I was like, what?
variation system, we have no idea how that's going to work in tournament. Did they make it seem like you can just add anything and put it in a tournament? And I have no idea how he's going to play. So I guess we'll get more information, and we'll talk about this point later. But I'm going to just judge how he looked, like the initial presentation before they went into the multiple variations. I actually like how he looks because I was worried that, new Mortal Kombat games, they kind of you always wonder, like, are they going to take a character and say, we're going to strip this character to zero and kind of like make him start over? He doesn't doing anything anymore. He's got his hook swords. He uses them more now than he ever has. So they really stay true to the Kabal character. He can use like his he doesn't have gas blasts like that, but he can use ground saws and whatever. So they basically took a lot of his legacy moves and kind of, those legacy moves are there, and they do a little new stuff with him, which is really good. And he's not just about like he's not like Kabal. One of the things that was great about Kabal and MK9 was, a lot of people thought he's just some zoning character. Tried to win with all zoning, didn't get far enough. Oh, he's just some rushdown character.
Wait,
Tried to
there
win
was
all rushdown.
in MK9? I thought Injustice invented projectiles.
Oh yeah,
No.
exactly.
MK9 actually had better zoning
if you
than
read,
Injustice
right,
too.
Chaz,
That's the most surprising part.
And like, so they, it's like it looks kind of like again, very neutral heavy, which you see a lot in this game, but it's not one of those things where, oh, this is what he does. Much like MK9, where it's not so much of a simple strategy. So it looks like Kabal's kind of got a little more freestyle to him. While he is easier because he's execution, I think he possibly could be harder on the strategy aspect. So, easier to execute, I don't think necessarily means easier. So he looks a little more strategic in how he does stuff. So I was really impressed by him.
I think there will be one variation with run cancels, kind of like Liu Kang or Devora. Or wait, Devora has two, but yeah, like Liu Kang.
Yeah, kind of like how Jade has the run cancel. Like she literally has a command run that she can cancel out of.
Yeah, I think those things will be on like one variation. Probably.
But here's the thing, we don't know because they never.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
leads
who
us to the next topic. Dave, do you want to get into it? How?
Well, let Zyphox
don't
give his opinion, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead. Zyphox?
Zyphox?
He died.
Where'd he go?
He died. Zyphox.
Is he disconnected by accident? Maybe. Do you guys?
No, he's in the call. Oh, let me text him.
All right.
Wow. Way to drop the ball, Zyphox.
Seriously.
Wow.
Way
Did
to
you-
drop the ball.
Did you just want me? Did you just want me to go ahead and?
I just texted him saying, "Yo, where are you?"
Okay. Well, do you want me to introduce the topic? Then when he comes in,
Go
you can
ahead.
chat?
Yeah, we'll come back. He fell asleep.
To me,
Yeah, I guess I might as well.
well, to me, the biggest thing is, like, as I understand, we're all excited, especially the casual audience and, about the characters. But if you are a competitive player, I don't know. I don't see how you be concerned about this and ask the question, okay, what moves am I dealing with? They haven't mentioned one variation. They've used, like, terms like default moves, or I forgot the other term that they used, but default move, standard move. Then they used ability. Does that mean it's a gear move? And even if there's that aspect to the game, if I'm fighting a character, I would like to know at the character select screen what moves I'm going to be fighting against. And I know you guys would like to know the same thing, right? So they haven't addressed this at all, and it's already been, like, I don't know, 2, 3 characters in. Aren't you guys worried about this? Like, this is, to me, who wants to play a game where you just okay, I don't know what moves he's using, so I'm just gonna, I guess, I don't know, just gonna guess what moves they're using.
Quit
I think
my
there will
most
be
broke
3
shit.
preset variations, probably.
Yeah, apparently there's three preset, kind of like MKX, where that's a preset tournament variations that the devs put together for us to play.
Yeah.
But I also heard from I forgot who it was, that they're gonna add more moves and variations for characters. So later down the road, characters may end up having like 4 or even 5 tournament variations that you can choose from.
What do you mean later down the road? The game should already be
Like-
ready to go. Like, it's,
No. I'm saying like when the game launches, do you know how there's patches and they're adding more content? Some characters are gonna add more tournament variations to them, which will have the rest of the moves that aren't used in the current 3 variations.
Okay, I can give my opinion real quick on this.
No, please do.
If this happens and there was a book that says how to ruin a great product, it should be authored by anyone who does that. Because game comes out, let's say 3 variations per character. Everything is great, right?
Yeah,
And they say,
yeah.
we're going to put a couple inches out. One character has 7 variations, one has 3 or 4. It's going to be like, well, I mean, if I had 4 more variations to choose from, I feel like MKX in Injustice, whether it's true or false, especially MKX, left people with a feeling of they got cheated. Like, it's like of unfairness. And So for everything in MK11 looks like it's almost literally tailored to make sure the guy that's playing better in that moment is the guy that's going to win. And then if it's just like more options gives the illusion of you have better things to choose from, even if you don't, right? Even if you have one option that beats all, say, 7 of somebody else's, to them, they say, well, you have more options to choose from. It's not fair. And that could still, I think right now the game looks absolutely great. I do agree with preset tournament variations because obviously, like, what can you do? Like, you go sit down for a tournament and you got to like tell the referee, like, all right, can you tell me his moves real quick? You know that he chose before the match, so that I know what to do. So I do think there needs to be preset tournament variations. I'm a little surprised that they haven't mentioned it yet, or really gotten into that. Like, it's like they show the base character and then they go into some custom variations, but they don't really show like here's, which leads me to believe I don't think they really may possibly yet have how many variations each character is going to have or what moves those variations will have between them. I think they just have a base variation and you can create some right now. I don't know that the game is maybe yet set up for that. But I do think it needs to have that. And I think if they introduce more variations, every character needs to have the exact same amount of variations because it just doesn't look good if they don't. I think it's right now, it looks like to me the potential to be the best fighting game I've ever seen. And,
yeah, it would be unfair if Scorpion ends up having 7 variations to choose from, and other characters are like, dude, we only got 3. What is this shit?
Yeah, I just don't,
I think the beta is gonna be where they're gonna test things and they're gonna finalize stuff after that. I don't know what they're gonna do for the open
finalize?
Beta,
when they
like finalize for the game release, where they're gonna like decide, okay, this is how we want the game to play.
Dude, at this time, when MKX had its character trailers, in Injustice 2. We kind of knew exactly, especially with MKS, because it's more similar. We knew exactly, okay, this is the variation that has this move. Because they even showed it on stream, right? More or less, we knew, okay, this variation has this move. But yet, for this
but they
game.
didn't have a customizing option on MKX, though.
I know, but but that's okay. But the customized thing, that's what I'm saying. They need to explain what the hell is going on.
It looks like they might have just put a whole bunch. It looks like they build the base characters, then just put a shit ton of specials in and decided, all right, now we'll decide, which version gets what specials, right? As opposed to building the characters like MKX style. So it looks like it's much harder to balance than something like MKX was.
That's what I mean, though. Yeah.
So they probably don't know yet because it's going to take a lot more trial and error. It's going to take a lot more testing to have that kind of freedom and get it right. And, I'm all for that. And like I said, right now, to me, it looks like probably the best fighting game I've seen probably in my lifetime. And, I have really high hopes for this game. I think it's going to be a home run. I just hope that it doesn't come out a home run and then, they start putting in multiple variations that they don't distribute those fairly.
Yeah, from what it looks like they're doing the MKX base where every character is going to have 3 tournament presets. And then on top of that, you have the Injustice 2 5 slots to customize your characters. Like, you're going to have like 5 custom slots. So I don't know how many characters. I mean, I don't know how many variations you're going to have in total. Maybe 8 or 10. We're not sure about that.
I know, but what do you mean there's... How are you supposed to know?
Like, you know how in Injustice 2, when you go to customize your character, you have 5 slots to customize
I know. Again, I don't care how many moves you customize. I care about how...
No, I get that, Dave, but I'm trying to explain to you. It's going to be like MKX, the base of the game. Every character is going to have 3 tournament variations, where you play tournaments.
You don't know that
ones are intended to be balanced. Then, on top of that, you have the Injustice 2 slots, where you have 5 other variations that you're able to customize for your character. You kind of get what I'm saying?
No, I understand what you're saying. My criticism is you don't know that for a fact because they haven't announced anything yet. And second of all,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that for a fact.
If I can customize my moves, how are you supposed to know which moves I'm gonna have?
That's the thing. That's why it would be tricky for tournament. I think stuff like rank mode and tournaments are just gonna have character presets allowed.
Yeah, I think
like
Boone already said we're gonna have 3 variations in tournament. Like Basics just said that in the chat. I don't have like a link, so I didn't want to say that because I don't have like proof. But I think I saw that in an interview. It's gonna be 3 preset.
No, Tweedy, I understand it, but then again, that goes back to the point of how do we know that a lot of the moves that they show in the trailers are even going to be on?
Yeah, we don't know that. Yeah.
You're right. A lot of those moves, for example, for Jade, let's say the running, variation, whatever. How do we?
That is apparently one of the variations.
No, yeah, but again, we don't know that because why don't they just say, okay, this is a variation, this that has these moves, this is a variation that has these moves. Then I can go into if you're casual, again, they didn't have to mention casual. You can customize this. That's how they should. I don't know. I don't understand why they're making this so confusing when it doesn't really have to be.
Well, like,
Well, I
in the
think right
LA
now
build-
none of the variations are set in stone. They're just experimenting. That's why when they release the beta, they'll probably have a lot of wacky shit for the characters in the variations. But then when the actual game comes out, they'll remove a lot of stuff and make the variations be how they want them.
Yeah, Rio's right. Like in the LA build, Baraka had like a variation that had like 2 moves, and then another one had like all kinds of moves. So like clearly they haven't finalized the variations for characters yet.
But don't you think don't you
Exactly.
think those rates
That's
should
why
be finalized by now? I mean, the game is like what, two and a
No,
half?
They probably
Because,
got
dude, the
some
game-
finalized, some not. I would think.
Yeah, the game is like, dude, like let's be serious here. You remember the MKX tournament, Fatal 8, a week or two before the game launched? How drastically shit changed from that Iron Black to when the game came out, Iron Black?
I know, but the moves were more or less set. We knew. I don't know that. Quan Chi had
Yeah,
that.
you gotta remember, this is a big ass game. They have like 1 million people working on a million things at the same time. You can't. It's not as simple as, okay, guys, let's just get together and balance the game right now. Like it's like a process that
Yeah,
they go through
there's a lot
every
to
day
do.
and talk it over.
Dude,
and see
I
what-
know
should
there's a
this
lot
move
to
have
do. You
that?
don't have to tell me that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you're saying like, why is it taking so long?
Because for
what's-
MKX,
there's so many moves.
For MKX, when they were releasing character trailers, we knew exactly what variation is gonna have what move.
What do
Now,
you mean? Kung Lao's 4-4 in the trailer freaking launched you, and then the game comes out and the shit splats you.
again, what does that have to do with any? I'm talking about the core moves, you fool. I'm talking about the fact that if I'm picking, just to give an example, if I'm picking, Crystalline Tremor, I know what moves to expect. Now, whether my move has armor or not, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying just the moves. We knew what moves that each variation was gonna have. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care about the properties because obviously that's gonna change with balance. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'm trying to tell you that it's more complicated than you think. They're trying to see what they want to work. They don't have everything set yet.
I know, but it should be set. The game is like 2 months away or something like that. So.
See, Dave, you keep saying it should be set, but you don't understand how much is.
No, I'm just going
this
back what
game
was
has a
done
lot
in
of shit.
MKX.
Like looking at the special moves, this game has like 3 times the amount of moves that you have to unlock for Injustice 2 for characters.
I know, maybe half of those moves you will not be able even to use because
Yeah, I mean, at this time in MKX, I mean, like, it was drastically different than the game you got.
It was.
that's
It
not what
was.
I'm talking about. I'm talking
Kotal
about
Khan didn't even have he didn't have the John Edwards, unblockable ground stomp. He didn't have a lot of moves, man. His other moves were like really slow and like he was just like really bad. So like a lot of stuff changes, like, really like even this close, like for like drastically. So it's just maybe something that maybe they don't like. We don't know what we want to do yet as far as who gets what variation and what moves that has.
well again, even if that's all true, then at least say that so we know, kind of what's going on. Like, but they didn't even say that. On top of all that, what's the point in watching these character trailers? If you're a competitive player, let's say you're Tweedy, you want to compete, you look at Jade and you're like, okay, oh, when the game comes out, oh, by the way, 5 of your ability moves that you can't even use.
Yeah, the combat casts are kind of boring. It's just like they show us a bunch of moves. We don't even know what the variations are, and then we had to watch like Tyler and Derek like play like shit.
No,
I actually didn't
again,
even watch yesterday's.
no, I did watch.
I watch it when I push solo GRs. Then like I turn them on and
They spun like a will, and one of them was get 16-bit to play for you, and 16-bit just like mopped them real bad.
Yeah, and then the other one was you have to play blindfold, and one of them didn't even do it. It was the most rigged shit ever.
No, I don't mind
Yeah.
like the fun. They can have fun with it, but it's just, I just don't like when they. Again, if you're a competitive player, and even if I don't have a travel MK11, I would like to know if I don't know if they release new Cyborg or Rain, which are the characters that I like. I would like to know which moves I'm going to be able to use, and which are like for the gear moves for shits and jiggles that I'm never going to be able to use. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch it for a similar reason. Like, I don't watch it because I'm like, well, I do watch because I want to see who the character. So once I saw it was Jade, I'm like, well, I know that they're not really going to show anything like game breaking, right? And they're not going to, go on to what's variations. Well, they're going to show possibilities that you can customize. Which I'm more into what I would be dealing with in tournament, not so much what I could customize for shits and giggles with friends. So then I turn it off, and I'm like, I'll watch it later on when I'm like, have like an hour block to just do nothing. But I don't have that level of excitement of like I can't wait to see what the moves are because I don't really know what moves I'm getting. So to that point, I understand, and I'm definitely on Tweedy's side as well.
And does anybody else have a comment on this?
Zyphox,
like-
do you have a comment?
It'd be nice if Zyphox could wake up from his
I-
coma.
Are you in your coma, dude? I'll never let him live this down, dude.
So like on Injustice,
Hello.
that like so many moves weren't like tournament legal. So I think probably all moves will be in the tournament variations. It's just like again, we just don't know which ones, like what variation is
Yeah.
gonna have run, and then what other moves are gonna be in that variation and shit.
Yo, look who finally decided to wake up and join us.
Dude, it's my nasty ass. How you doing? Whose sexy voice was that I just heard? Was that the evil Darth Vader of the NRS scene?
Who is that?
Is this Mike? Who is this?
You
that's
know, come on. It's the only voice you love.
Oh,
Zyphox died for us
people
and Mike
actually
came.
really like me. I don't know what you're talking. Unless touch your
How
mic,
you
I
guys
hate just
doing?
about all of us.
What's
You know,
up,
Tweety
Mike?
just some. You touch your mic. Tweety just some Starfire scrub, you know, who just cheating people out of their tournament, you know, fees.
Dr. Fate spammer, no skill.
Dr.
Meanwhile,
Fates.
Catwoman's top tier as fuck, and people aren't saying shit.
Dr. Fate spammer.
So what have you guys been chatting about? Catch me up.
About Zyphox having diarrhea and not answering, not converse with us.
Yeah, he has mud butt right now.
Dave, do you want to tell Mike the topic we were
Yeah.
just discussing?
We were just talking about how I don't know if you've been watching the character trailers and how
Fuck
they don't.
yeah, come on. Dude, it's MK11. I'm caught up on everything.
All right, awesome. Then we were it's not really arguing because I think we all agree. Don't you think it's irritating and annoying and frustrating that they don't say? You just basically just here's a bunch of special moves. We don't know which variation is what. It's kind of all you can customize. Like we don't really know what's going on.
Yes, I completely agree with what you're saying right there about because I want to see the variations. Like, I wish there was a trailer of just like even they had like kind of like titled the variation kind of like boom. They had like a little, just a little title of like boom, it's this variation and this is going to be played in tournament. Obviously, when we're at that they're still not sure which ones they're going to have in tournament, so they can't really just tell us, oh, this is the one you guys are going to be using. But I would like that because we're watching a trailer and those moves could be moves that are not even going to be tournament viable, so we're looking at it like, oh my god, like I could do this or that, but it might just be like,
Yeah.
and
Like,
we
Mike,
never
for
use
example,
those
you
moves.
seen the trailer with Kabal, right? Of course, you saw the Combat Cast, right?
Yeah.
Kabal. Tom brought up a good point. He was like, well, I'm watching the trailer, the Combat Cast, and they're saying, Kabal's back. We're going to make him easier to play. No execution. Won't have his cancels. And then they're like, okay, they're changing him out. They're different. New game, new character, whatever. Then 10 minutes later, they're like, yeah, but if you want execution, we got cancels. You can do this and that. And then it's like,
But
it's
they
confusing
just said
'cause
10 minutes
if you're
prior they
watching,
weren't.
you're like, wait,
So like,
are there no cancels? Is there cancels? But is
That's
that
why, like,
it's kinda-
I
could
watched
see
the
how it could be
entire
confusing
combat
for people.
cast, and then after that, I'm gonna have no clue what this character is like from watching the combat cast. So this week I only caught a little bit of it, and I'm gonna catch up on it later when
Yeah, that is a little frustrating. Just because, I heard like when we were watching it, 16-bit was like, oh, this is the one I created, and it's like, I love 16-bit, but it's like, motherfucker, I want to see the ones I'm gonna use in tournament. I don't want to see the ones you're creating. I want to see like the actual ones we're gonna use because like the Cabal we've seen. It's like, oh, cool. He has like this air, fireball. He has all this stuff he could do. But then we're not even sure if we're going to be able to use that. But it kind of keeps it a surprise because once the game comes out, it's like, okay, boom, these are the ones that are going to be used in tournament. And it's all up to us to be like, okay, wow, so this is how they really play. I know you guys want to watch the combat cast and be able to decide, oh, that's my main or that's my main. Like, and we can't right now because we don't know what variations are going to be used. It does suck, but it also, on the bright side, it kind of leaves it exciting because we're like, oh my god, like who is going to be my main? We don't know until the game comes out, and when they finally are like, this is tournament viable.
I know, but that kind of makes these character trailers kind of pointless because you're kind of
It
watching.
does.
and you're watching, and maybe 5 of those moves will, I don't know, be like gear moves or like special abilities that you
Yeah.
customize. So it's kind of
To
like,
be honest,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on.
No, it just
Um,
kind of goes to my earlier point. Again, it's kind of like why am I watching? Is you know,
I think it makes it pointless for tournament players, but casually, on a casual standpoint, like they want to sell the
It's
game to the
amazing
mass. It's a beautiful, it's amazing. Like
because you see everything.
they're yeah, you see it all, and they need to do that. They want to show everything, even if it's not tournament viable. Most, 70% of the world that's going to buy it is not a tournament player, and so they want to see everything. And like, because remember a good one is the Garas, like seeing all that, like what he could like stop time, or he could like while he's getting hit, he could like go back to a state he was 4 seconds ago or whatever. People are watching that like, oh my god, he's gonna be so broken in tournament. And I was just like, guys, we don't know if this is gonna be tournament viable actually.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do agree with the casuals because, like, I mean, one thing that I think Justice 2 really did well is, like, casual, a lot of times they'll buy the game, get the achievements, and then they're like, well, it's a 1v1 game. I'm bored of that aspect. I'm not going to be a tournament player. I'm going to trade it back in. It allows you to play a mode of the game that is not a tournament mode. It's like whether it's gear based or custom variation, and you can actually compete with other people in like this alternate version of the game that's not in tournament. So your experience is actually different from the experience you see on streams or whatever. So it kind of gives you your own interactive experience, despite the fact that you're not a tournament player. And it's really cool. And I do agree that those guys are just as interested. They buy the game same as us. They should get to know what they get as well. But I just think, like, as far as a tournament player, it's in our nature to want to be like, okay, well, give me the good stuff, man. Like, show me the moves that I can use. Like,
exactly,
it's
dude.
just in our nature. We're selfish players. We're tournament. Of course, we want to know the good stuff.
Yeah, of course. Shout outs to Catch for making those freaking videos, those in-depth ones. They're amazing. Like telling you
Those videos are
all
a
the
huge help.
strings and all that stuff. I really hope, in a way, like NRS, and I hope like one of the people from NRS is listening or whatever. And I hope they allow Ketchup and Mustard before the game comes out to do, characters that aren't yet, that they weren't able to get their hands on at the reveal, like Kabal, like Jade, like just be able to bring them on board and like, oh, can you do these characters as well? Because I think they're boosting the community a lot by putting these like in-depth character analysis out and shit. Like it's an amazing thing, and they really need them Joshua Gray, people like that are really crucial for our community, I believe. We are too, the players, but there's those type of behind the scenes people that are really pushing it and making this community more exciting, I think.
I think they're.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I think they have the best videos on MK11. Period. Like they go into depth because we had confusion. What are these moves? What are these properties? How do you activate these crushing blows? And they went into great detail. They explained everything because those are definitely, like, if you're any kind of player, especially how you intend to travel. I think those are the best videos on the internet for MK11 for sure.
Yeah.
Hold on, I just got a text from somebody. Somebody's saying add Dab to the call. If Dab gets on Discord, I'll add him.
What was it?
Dab, if you get on live stream or something, I'll add you. But what I was saying is, because we got 15-20 minutes left on the podcast.
Yeah,
so do you guys mind if that comes in since Zyphox is sleeping?
Yeah, he can come in. But let me have Mike. So what do you think about Kabal, man?
So my, like, obviously, like all of us, we all have like the characters we know that are going to be in the game or that are going to be announced. We have this like hope for them, and obviously when Kabal was rumored, I was like, man, when that trailer comes out, like I was, I'm hoping like this and this and this, and it was exactly like I thought, like exactly what I hoped. Jade blew my expectations out of the water. Like I was like hoping for this for Jade. I was like, oh man, I hope she has this, or she looks like this. And everything that I thought, like that blew my expectations out of the water. Kabal, I it did match. Obviously, I would love if also it upheld my expectations and everything. But it's exactly what I thought, and I was like, okay. I wish he was more for advanced players because, like 16-bit was saying, oh, he's more of a character now you pick up. He's not like crazy with like execution and stuff. He's just like a normal character. And when he said that, I was kind of like, uh-oh, like I was kind of scared. But just seeing him, when I first seen the design, I was kind of like, oh, like I don't know about that. But then it did grow on me. The more I was watching it, I was like, okay, I kind of like it. Like he's a revenant. Like his clothes look all damaged. Like I don't know about the hair. That's the only thing I.
That hair though, that hair is too pretty, dude.
Dude, the hair. I wish like he's a burn victim. I
that
wish
hair
like
looking
there
more
was
flawless than Katana's hair.
exactly.
Word on the
like,
street is that Michaelangelo was hoping that he would an overhead saw and at the same time for.
I wanted him to have 4, 2, 3 rep cancel.
Hard to block Kabals. Go back to those clutchy roots, bruh.
No, but I like him right now. I really like him. I'm for sure gonna play him. I just hope they redesign the hair. He looks good. I just think his head should have like patches of like burnt
that
skin.
should be the least of your concern. Your concern should be, can I dash cancel?
Hey, listen, Dad. You know what your concern would be? Listen. In tournament, I beat you at MK9. In tournament, I beat you at MKX.
Who the fuck let these California people in?
Your concern should be beating me at MK11.
What is this random beef?
I don't care.
Dad literally came in here to shit talk Michael.
You should talk Dad first. Like Dad was just like, can we dash cancel? And he's like,
Dad was like, can you dance Michelangelo? In tournament, I own you, Dad. Go away.
I'm your master. Go away, damn it.
No, that's serious though. You should really be more concerned about that. Like, you should be more concerned about, should I be able to? Am I able to dash cancel in tournament, or is that only a move that I can add out of the plethora that they have in stock into a customizable variation?
Yeah, I honestly
these are the things. No, these are the things that killed Injustice 2. Injustice 2 was a great game to the core, but there is so much potential left out just because they wanted to please the casuals. You know what I'm saying?
We were just talking about that.
Yeah,
I know. I've been trying to get in the chat for like 30 minutes because I have so much shit to talk about that. But I know you got 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna say those little things that if they don't do that, if they continue to do that, the game is gonna go to shit. Injustice 2 was only kept alive by War of the Gods. And then when IPS Season 2 was revealed, then everybody played it again because I fucking get me some money. Not because I fucking love it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think the game will go to shit. Like, if they choose to
be like that, if there's moves like, I can't fucking dash cancel, it costs a bar. That's fucking fair. I got 2 dash cancels, and they're not even plus. Why do I have to play? Oh, Jax, Deb, you can play Jax, but your ground pound cancels. That's only, you can only put that in a customizable variation. It's not.
He's saying that you put it in the game, but I actually don't ever get to use it.
Right? How? Why?
Yeah.
He's saying why even put it?
Wait, hold on. You see? This is why I think NRS is listening, because I remember earlier they said that they're later down the road characters aren't just gonna have 3 presets. They plan to add more, and I think the whole reason why they're gonna have more presets is so they have every special move in a preset for tournaments. If you guys get what I mean?
Yeah, but then you get into the problem that Tom was talking about. So Scorpion's gonna have 7 variations, while this kid is gonna have
no, not like that. I would assume that they would give everybody 5 later down the road, or 6 or 7.
That's
they're not
why
gonna give. Oh, this character has 8. This character has 3. That's stupid.
That's why they need to put all the moves in one character. Like,
yeah, why did they even bring variations back? Or like,
I don't know.
I don't know, honestly. Maybe they thought it was very good idea from MKX. People loved it.
You know how much fucking longer that game's life will last if they're just a stock character with all the moves in the character? That means you have to learn even more. I know we're gonna have to learn so much.
Yeah, it's like you would have a character full of a bunch of depth and moves that are balanced. It'd be more fun instead of having pieces of your character split up into.
Can I bring up my biggest concern that I'm worried about? My biggest concern is what I call the xenomorph problem. I'm worried about the game comes out really balanced out of the box. Everyone's having, it's really good, whatever. And then, like, no, you talk to most people about MKX, nobody remembers the last patch. All they remember is Alien.
Yeah, who cares about that dumb?
A game that had Tanya, 5, 6 Tanyas in top 8, they're like, Alien. As balanced as you make a game, it only takes one, like, oh man, this is going to be so funny. These people are going to be getting crushed so bad they're going to break their hands, and we'll patch it later. It just takes one of those and it's over. Like today's players don't have patience for that anymore, and they don't think shit like that is funny anymore, and they don't Evo to see that shit or fight that shit anymore.
Wait, but people praise MKX in hindsight, though.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why they're bringing variations
They
back.
praised it because
MKX is so well received.
Like Ninja Killer fans, like they think he's like Jesus and Daigo's like baby.
I mean, they do think he. I mean, I'll give you that. I mean that I'll give.
Players like that, I want to see those players like.
But you got to understand. Also, you got to understand. First of all, I did get on some of his fans because even though I don't get on him for this, real life shit happens. He couldn't make that tournament that was local to him. Whatever. I understand shit happens in real life. It's not a big deal. But you know, if that was Tweedy, if Tweedy had been like, oh, whatever, and there was a tournament local to him, and say Tweedy said, oh, I showed up, 5 minutes late, I just missed, but I played casuals, they would butcher Tweedy, butcher him, right?
Yeah.
But, they'd be like, bro, a tournament's local to you, and you just happen to arrive late, but you played casual. Come on, you know what I mean? Like, he would never, but like Ninja Killer fans are like, yeah, bro, but he would have won for sure, bow down. So I can understand that, but that's not really him. Those are his fans. He just wants to play.
Yeah, like he doesn't say any of that shit. It's just like his fans.
These are real concerns that I feel that should be addressed. That like I know that like I already know, and it's already embedded in most of our brains that are smart that they're geared more towards casual players. Like they're taking big bucks. Like we're like least the concern, but we're the ones who get kind of like left with the shit end stick. I know life isn't fair, but it's like we're the ones who keep their fucking game alive. If we weren't playing their games in tournaments, who's gonna really be talking about Mortal Kombat? Really, it's us. We're the ones who take the load.
Yeah, I agree.
These things need to be addressed. Like, why am I not excited watching a fucking trailer? Like, oh yeah, I'm not sure if I can use that fucking move, or I can. Oh fuck, that move looks sick, but I can't use it. And then
Dude,
we don't know, but yeah, the trailers are boring.
16 bits, like, yeah, I made this variation. I customized this variation. And then he's playing in the washed up scrubs or the washed up tournament player tournament. It's like, okay, so can I play that in tournament? Or is it like, I made it, so let me just casual play with my
I think there's still, like, when I was talking to Paulo at the reveal, they still don't know which ones they're going to have in tournament, what moves they're going to put.
You know what that means? That means, Jax has a bug. Let's just take everything out. That's what it means. And what I mean by that, they're not going to do nothing about it. It's going to be, these are customizable. Here's Injustice, just like Injustice 2. Let's keep all these awesome, dope-ass moves locked away in the fucking dungeon.
Do we know that for sure, though? Like, how did he word it exactly, Mike? Did he say, like, we don't know what moves, or did he say, like, we don't know what variations are going to be final?
That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
Or said we don't know what variations are going to be final.
Yeah,
that means they're going to be lazy and not fucking do nothing. I promise.
But we don't know, like, if they're gonna have all the moves in those variations or like some. Like, yeah, it would suck. Like you're saying, if it's like Injustice 2, but we don't know for sure yet.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. Like this, that took the life out of Injustice. Injustice 2 was great. It had a great core. As much as I talked about it, I just wasn't feeling it. But that was what really hurt me the most about the game is that all these dope ass moves that you only see in the reveal that they show, here's this customizable move with this gear piece, and here's this customizable move. Or like when Honeybee and Sonic and all you guys were like doing that stuff at the end when the game was dead. We're doing customizable, stream, whatever. It's like, Jesus, bro. Like, can we have a fucking fun game where we can play everything? Why does it have to be? It's just casual. But here you guys go. Here's this boring, stale ass fucking crab walk back and forth shit. What? You serious? I don't know.
No, I think your outrage is extremely justified, and this is what people in my local scene have been talking about. But Master D playing to them, we're trying to figure out like what moves we can use, and all we see is again, I love 16-bit, but dude, tell us like what to damn expect, man. Like I want to know, like if I'm gonna play Jade, is that that low projectile, is that gonna be one of our moves? Like we don't know anything.
I don't think they could tell us what's in or not because
they don't
don't even know what they're gonna go for finalizing.
Yeah.
Like they probably have Kabal together and like shit. Which ones are we gonna make tournament
How would
viable?
you
Like
feel,
this,
Oscar?
this looks broken.
oh,
Like air dash looks broken with this move, and this looks done with that, and cancels with these 50-50s look absurd.
Well-
So they're right now they're in the process of creating the balanced 3
There you
presets.
go.
So
so to
you
speak.
wait,
And I
Andy,
think
you
wait,
trust
Dave, hold on, let me finish. I think when the beta comes out, they're gonna explore and test some things and see how we react to it. And then when the game comes out, they're gonna go with what they think is the best route for them to do.
Dude, you trust it
That's
to
what I
make a
think's gonna happen.
balanced game with 3-4 variations in less than 3 months? Are you insane?
Right.
Like,
right.
Well, nobody's saying it's easy. It's gonna be hard. Probably harder than the last two
But
games
you
because of
do
all the
that-
new moves
okay,
that
then
they
have
have.
fun playing MKX. Do you want to play another MKX game? You know that's broken as fuck at the beginning. Like, is that what
Rio-
you want?
Rio,
Like,
Everybody
it's
loves MKX though.
Rio, you
no,
just
no. At the
explained-
very beginning, like pre-patch, that game was shit.
Rio, you just explained pretty much what they're going to do. You said like a balanced tournament variation, right?
Yeah,
So you have Cabal's Nomad Dash, right? And
Yeah.
that's balanced tournament variation. The dash cancel is not balanced variation. Like you'll have the Nomad Dash, but you can't cancel unless you
Yeah, I mean, what Dab is saying is
see, it's
like,
very
so
confusing.
say they
No, it's
decide,
confusing
you know
because
what?
when people ask you your thoughts on a character, it's hard to say, "Oh, I like Kabal because this that," because you don't know
Yeah, but
what
what Dab is
is gonna
saying
be
is like,
Kabal
okay,
when
so
the game
say
comes out.
they test the game and they say, you know what, we just can't find a place to fit this dash cancel in there.
Yeah, so we just left
we're
it for
gonna make
fun
this
and
a custom
customized.
variation only. Dab is like, why put these cool moves in the game and then tell me there's no way to fit them in so I can use them? So what is
Right.
it
We don't
there
know if
for?
they're
Like,
gonna do that in this game though.
yeah, I know, but that's just his
I'm
point. He's
feeling
just bringing it
because-
to like injustice, like, you know.
No, yeah, I completely understand that, and I agree with that. That sucks, but this is why this is the game where
But they're killing.
I
our
remember one
fucking
of them
game,
said that
bro. Like we
they're
got
gonna have
so
more
much
variations.
shit.
So one of the variations later down the road for Kabal will be that variation with his remaining special moves. That
I
you'll-
know,
you'll
but
be
down
able to
why
the
do
do.
I have to
line.
wait
What does that
till-
Can I just
down
mention
the
something
line?
really quick? Can I just mention something really quick?
Yeah.
I have to give myself some props here. Dab called this podcast screaming mad about Cabal's Dash. And for 2 weeks now, I have not said a word about the ice clone. Thank you very much, Dab. You may continue.
You're
Well,
welcome.
Dash is like the new ice clone. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
maybe.
Dude, you know what's funny though? Frost will probably have an ice clone. But anyway, continue.
Bro, don't do it to me, Paulo. Don't do it, Paulo.
This will be the first game where Tom doesn't play Sub Zero because Frost.
No, I mean, I would play it. Paulo, I give you credit. Paulo found the only way to make the ice properly. Don't put it in the
Yeah.
game. Thank you,
Yeah,
Paulo.
Puddle and Orb. Nice.
Dude, like, yeah, I see what you're saying, though, Dab. We just, like, you know, like,
Hey.
why give us an option and
Here's the
then not give it to us?
Exactly. Like, why put my character in the game, but not put my character in the game?
No, okay, I see Dab's outrage, but I don't. I think like it's okay.
We have to be real with this.
No,
We have to,
no,
we
no,
cannot
no.
have to
Listen,
be
no,
real.
no, no.
We have to be real.
I know.
Like,
I see what you're saying, but I honestly was okay with like they choose the moves we have for. Let's say they're going to give 3 variations, moves that are not used. I'm okay with them because they know how to sell a game. They want casuals to have fun. Of course, the
Yeah, they
casuals
know.
are going to be able to use those moves. We're tournament serious players. We're going to use the moves that they give us, and we got to be grateful for that. And they just have a
They have to be
plethora of other
Right,
moves.
We're the ones who
that-
keep their fucking
No.
game on.
Well, the us and the casuals, like it is a really big selling game.
Okay.
Like, but I do believe like it's not that crucial that like, oh, we're never going to be able to use this move that's in the game. Casuals will, and most casuals are going to be playing the game. Us as tournament players, we just have to hope for that they give us the best moves. Obviously, like your
I think
Jacks
they'll
or
give us
whatever.
all.
But they're yeah, that's very true, and I hope they do. Okay, I'm not.
'Cause the
trying to
thing
be
is,
negative,
Dab,
I'm
it's
just
like-
very passionate about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
In Justice 2, we only had one character. I think maybe with like 3 variations, they'll be able to fit in all the moves without it being like too insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like,
there's 3 variations.
They only had one option. They only had one base character. And yeah.
By the way,
Yeah,
I think you guys are underestimating, well, some of you, the amount of free advertisement that the high level players on a daily basis, including esports, give to the game. I wonder how many dollars it is. Whether, I don't know, Ryu is streaming and he got like 1,000 viewers, and another guy streaming and he's got 1,000 viewers. That's all free advertising, for people.
Yeah.
Okay. Look,
Well, talking about viewers and stuff, I think this is a concern that I don't know if you guys talked about this yet on the podcast, but I really do believe they should put an option in the game that turns off blood. You can't do fatalities. That way they don't take off shit like from ketchup and mustards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they need to, if they do something like that, That would be huge. All they have to do is put something in the options, no gore, and you can't do fatalities and stuff. And that, guess what? People like Honeybee, Rio, Ketchup and Mustard that are doing YouTube videos and keep getting them taken down because it's too bloody. Well, now they can, and now we could be an esport, like be on TV, just because they have that little simple option of turn gore off. And it can't be like MK9. You remember MK9? You had to do the no blood code. You can't rely.
Hold on. They just announced Summit for MK11. Go on Twitter. Hold on, I'll link in the Discord.
What?
They just announced the Summit for MK11.
Also, real quick before we go
Whoa.
What is
the
what?
casual-
Oh shit! Wait, Zyphox back? Was that
Go
Zyphox
to
back in
Rio's
the day?
general chat. I'll link it.
the casuals do
post
play
this.
a big role
I
because
linked it in the general
let's
chat.
be honest, a lot of that money is funded towards our tournament. I mean, I'm not shitting on our casuals. I'm just saying, like,
Oh shit! This is a big deal, guys.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
There's a
I
summit
can't hear
here?
you. What
So let me explain. Like, it's a tournament for Smash. Like, basically, they invite like the 16 best players, or like, well, some people like they get through in tournaments. Some people get voted in, and it's like a 5-day tournament. And there's always like big money on the line and stuff like that.
Where'd you post this?
I posted in Rio's general chat.
Okay, go ahead, Tweedy.
Wait, what, Tom?
Go ahead, continue what you're saying.
Oh yeah, it's just like it's a huge tournament for Smash Brothers, and now they're doing one for MK11. That's like really high.
Yeah, Summit's a huge thing. They do giant things for Dota also. It's a big deal. They have the Summit has a huge following.
no, I was just saying that the casuals play a big role of our community too, because a lot of the money that the org gets from the casuals playing, a lot of it goes into the tournament, so it's all recycled. So I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man.
I do believe that they're going to make a great game with great variations for us, and it's going to be amazing. I'm not concerned about that.
I want to believe it. I just been let down so many times because they have so many great opportunities and they pass them up. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
For this game, I'm gonna give them the benefit of that. I think they're gonna do it right. And this time, unlike MKX, variations are gonna be very, very different from each other. More than just this move.
Yeah, that's
this
really what
has
I
like 2
I'm
or 3
looking
specials.
forward
I think
to.
they're gonna be
Variations
have a lot more stuff
being
this time.
clearly having a difference between instead of just like.
I mean, at the end of it, they should just keep it as one character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what we all wanted. We all wanted one complete character with all these moves that we have to learn.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
the
agree with that.
variation thing is hype, I guess. It's what the audience wants.
Yeah, when I heard of
But they
heard
pandered to
variations
the
coming
wrong
back, I
people.
was kind of like,
They're
oh.
pandered to the wrong people, bro.
Huh?
See, it's a slippery slope because them listening to casuals is the right path. Ironically.
Yeah, don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yeah, that's the right path. If you only listen to tournament players, then I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You get, like,
Do you want it to go back to
right.
being to the midway
That's
days?
all right. Hey, tennis. Can you please make all over the fence so that you can appeal to casuals like myself, so I can get more.
Well, not like that. I don't think casuals want that to happen for that game. They want
like, okay. No, I get it. You're right, Rio. Right about that. It's just we're not the one, as opposed to we're like a percentage as opposed to the people who actually buy the game.
Getting casuals involved doesn't fix the problem. Fighting game players don't make money.
See, it's weird. I think MK could sell regardless who they listen to because it's such a big name.
Exactly, which is what they realized.
Like, if they made MK a super competitive game focused on tournaments, it would still sell millions. because it's just
Yeah, it
Mortal
would.
Kombat.
Look at Street Fighter.
Well, not even just that. Look at the game we got,
Do not compare. Do not compare Street Fighter to us.
Yeah, MK is a lot bigger than Street
I'm not
Fighter.
comparing
finished
Street Fighter
product.
to us, but I'm saying they make their game like strictly mostly for competitive, and like they, you know what I'm saying, it's still around.
Yeah, no, you have a point.
But
there,
look,
you have
it
a point.
didn't sell well.
Is it? Where's MKX? Where's it just dead?
I don't think Street Fighter 5 sold well.
I think it's got 3 million. I think it's got 3 million.
KP told me that Injustice 2
Looks
sold
like
more
it's playing
than
well.
Street Fighter 5 like all time, even though it came out a year after.
Yeah, I can see that. No, the 3 guys got the 3 million. I mean, it's not bad.
NRS games
But-
sell really well. Like every year they come out, they get like Game of the Year.
Because they
Well, that's
make a
true.
great quality game. They
That's true, but look
have
who
the
they're
best
selling
artists.
to.
They have the best.
That's true, bro. But look who they're selling to. If Street Fighter sold towards casuals, don't you think they'd be making that much more money too? With the right advertisement. Think about it.
But look at the games they've been bringing out, like Marvel Infinite and Street Fighter 5. They've been mediocre fighting games, man. They sell great with like Resident Evil 2 and shit, but fighting games, it feels like I hate when they take a a company, the company takes a game and they just want to stamp something on it. It feels like they just, but they didn't even like. I know Street Fighter for Street Fighter Third Strike, Street Fighter 2, where it's a great quality game. And then I hate when I see a game that it's just like, dude, they just stamped this logo on it and it's not even Street Fighter. I don't feel like it's just a shitty game and it doesn't even deserve that title.
I mean,
Like,
I
I
think
hate
they
that.
let it out too early, of course, but over time,
Yeah.
like
But
they
see, this is the
got way
thing.
better. Which is
With
probably
NRS, we have to appreciate NRS. They always bring out a great quality.
They
Like
do,
now
but
we got online. The online is amazing. Like graphics wise, always the best. The backgrounds, art, the sound of it. Like
The character designs.
Yeah, character design. No other fighting game is better than an NRS game with quality in
that's top.
all around.
That's top shelf. I'm not even arguing with
That's
that.
just
Well,
facts, and we're not being
that's
biased.
No, that's debatable. Tekken 7.
How? Who?
Tekken 7
Name
is
another
doing
Tekken
easy.
7. No,
Easily.
no, it's
Easy.
not better quality. Okay, how's the internet in Tekken 7? How's the online play?
No, it's not very good, but here's the thing.
Okay, look, NRS, we can't complain about any aspect when
Mike,
NRS
stop
comes
being a
up.
dick sucking fanboy.
I'm
dude. This is
not.
a-
I'm
Yes, you
not.
are.
Wow, Dave.
Okay,
Whoa.
how though?
You have to be real.
Whoa.
Okay, real talk. What is the issue with
Because I'm
NRS
keeping
games?
it
'Cause
real. Like Tekken 7 is doing amazing. Yeah, of course. And
Okay,
what?
but in what way is it better than NRS? In what, like art? No. In sound?
Again,
No. In internet?
know-
No. Like,
You know the word subjective. A lot of this stuff is completely subjective. If I like my Dragonov better than my Tremor, which by the way I don't, but
well, you're
then
talking
I
about
do.
characters.
I know, but again,
In terms
you can
of,
I think Dave's talking about, like,
quality,
animation.
I'm talking about quality here. Like,
again that
NRS brings the best quality stuff. Like,
But is
Tom,
quality
would you
subjective
please
though?
tell this
Is it
guy
subjective or objective? You can definitely
Subjective,
objectify.
It's
You get
completely
objective.
subjective. Wait, people like what they like. You can't tell someone an opinion what's
Yeah,
better.
you
or
gotta let
not
people
is
do their-
an
I
opinion.
get that.
But you could recognize quality though. You might not like necessarily steak, but you can definitely tell the quality of meat when you taste it. Right
exactly.
or wrong?
Like Marvel Infinite.
Yeah.
That's a quality game? No, not at all. 0%. And Evo even didn't allow it in their tournament at all. 0%. Like NRS, they have to. It sucks though that this is another concern. I don't know why Evo never lets us, even when we barely come out. We always come out around April, May. They don't put us in Sunday. That's a concern too. Like, what's up with Evo
No,
not
they don't
allowing NRS?
hate us, bro.
It's stupid though.
Hold on.
Go on.
Let's just be real on this podcast for a second. We all love Mortal Kombat, right? And we can all tell the truth. I hate that people can't tell the truth sometimes because it's like, oh, you must not like the game. You're bashing it. Mortal Kombat X died one of the most shit fucking deaths in the history of fighting games I've ever seen it, and I've been around for all of them. All right? Mortal Kombat X was so bad. They held a $10,000 tournament for its last tournament. People said, oh, fuck that. We don't feel like going. They could barely get 60 people there. It died
Tom's got a point.
horrible death.
I remember watching that tournament.
It
and
died
was
such a
kinda
horrible
surprised.
death. People couldn't wait for Injustice 2. Fuck Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, now people hate
Injustice 2 is here, right?
Yeah, I remember
whatever
those days on
And
Twitter. Everybody
Injustice-
was saying that.
And Injustice 2 came out, and people hated that so much, they actually forgot how bad they hated Mortal Kombat and went back to it.
The greatest trick the devil told.
And that's the truth. And we love Mortal Kombat X. And people can respect what we say because we love NRS games, but we still will tell the truth. We're not like some homers that won't say the way it is. People didn't like it. And they didn't like Injustice 2. And I feel like Street Fighter, even though I will take Mortal Kombat 10 out of 10 over Street Fighter, that has never happened.
Never!
Ever.
Exactly!
Ever. Yeah, they didn't like Street Fighter 4. Right?
I'm angry. Let me yell.
I'm saying, yeah, trying. I'm angry. Zyphox is like I've been shitting for an hour. Half the podcast. I'm angry. I mean, like, dude, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, we have to remember we don't want that. You know, I feel like I just want NetherRealm to know, and I think we all agree, we don't want that end for this game.
Yeah,
How a game made in 17 Injustice 2 came out what year?
2017.
2017. A game.
But the game came out 2 years ago.
Made in 2017.
It's super new. It's a brand new game.
A game made in 2017 that has the best netcode you will ever see in a fighting game. That has more new content than any fighting game developer has ever given its fans. It's got really good graphics. It's got content not just for tournament players. It's got a whole mode where you get to like farm for gear and use that gear against other players. It's got an updated multiverse in which you can constantly get new items. A game that's constant. It has a learn mode. Don't know fighting games? No problem. Welcome to Learn. A game made in 2017 that gives you every possible option dies in a year. And the second year they were like, yeah, let's just
That's just NRS though, Tom. Like when the new game gets announced, like people just move on to the new
No one announced it. Dude, Injustice 2.
Bro, there was a Pro Series on Disney Channel, like right before the MK11 announcement. Like you can say people weren't playing it, but like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck were talking about the game. And
they were playing Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck were like, we're playing it.
Dude, I played Injustice with Mickey Mouse. I was like, oh crap, I'm in free jump-ins.
I mean, like, that's the point, though. The point is that, like, people played it not because they wanted to, because they felt they had to. Like,
people are not saying about every game.
Tom, exactly. Where's the passion? There's only a few players that I can say that name that were really passionate about Injustice 2. Everyone else was playing for money.
People are going to say that about every game with money in it, though. Like, that people are just playing for money. Like, it doesn't matter if it's, like, the perfect game or, like, or the shittiest game.
But if it was the perfect game, like I feel everyone would be around longer. Like everyone would at least.
There's no such thing as the perfect game, but people just don't want that. Whatever that was, people don't want.
Yeah, but Injustice 2 is drastically different than MKX, but people act the same. So like,
they didn't want MKX either. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, and then MK11 will be different, and then like at this time when Injustice 3 is coming out, people are gonna be like MK11. Yeah. That game sucks.
I mean, I feel like
everyone's gonna be like, can't wait for Injustice 3.
I honestly, it's really. I mean,
I hope this game changes all that. Though.
I feel like I look at Mortal Kombat 11 and I say, besides showing us what moves we can and can't have, or to Dab's point,
can we stop being like extra optimistic? Like the same shit's not going to happen. Like,
well, yeah. Well, look, there are some people that are always going to do that, right? There's no. In every game, there are just people that need to blame something for their shortcomings, right? That's never going to change. I played Diablo. People are like, man, why I'm not on the leaderboard. If it wasn't for botters, I'd be rank 1 in the world. You know, but
the top guys aren't botters.
Someone to blame.
Actually grinding and fucking getting that loot, dog. You know what I'm saying?
But people need someone to blame.
Regardless.
They need someone or something.
People don't want to blame themselves. They want to blame everything else.
There's always going to be people that MK11 comes out and they say, man, if this wasn't the way it was, top. I mean, really.
No, that's right. You gotta definitely take responsibility for your own. Like, I definitely I don't blame everything on NRS. I do blame some stuff on me too. Like, oh well, maybe I could have done something differently in Injustice 2. Maybe I would have liked it more or something. But I don't fully blame that's 100%.
No, but besides your point, Dab, of like, look, man, it's just not fun for me for you to make something real nice and shiny, and then I go to play with it and I say, no, you can't play with it if you're gonna do this.
Yeah, like that insurance commercial. Oh, you almost got it. You're almost there.
You almost got it, and you can drive that car. Dab was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to drive that car."
$1.
You can drive it in Australia. I don't live in Australia. Well, then you can't drive it, Dab. And Dab's like, "What do you mean I can't drive?" You know, like that's what Dab, right?
Straight down the gauntlet.
That's what Dab is saying. Dab is like, "But you just gave me that car." They're like, "I did give it to you. If you move, it's yours." You know, and Dab's like, "What?" But besides that, I feel like what more could they do? They literally gave everyone everything they asked for in one game. You don't want Rushdown? No problem, friend. We got you. We got footsie back. Right? Look, you do want mix-up? No problem, friend. If your neutral's good enough and you get in, we got mix-ups too. And you defensive players, hey man, getting in isn't going to be free anymore. You're happy. The Rushdown zealots are happy. Zoning fools. We got zoning in this game too. I mean, literally, they were like, we got something for each and every one of you. I feel like,
and you know what?
More could they have done?
It was the greatest game they ever made, and it lasts the least. It lasts the least.
Are we talking about Injustice 2?
Did it really
Yes,
though?
besides
Like I'm pretty
MK9,
sure.
besides MK9 has some fucked up shit there too, but the core of that game was perfect. But Injustice 2 is the greatest game they made, and it still lasts the least out of all their games.
I
It
don't know. I
lasts
think
years.
Injustice 2 and MKX lasted the same, right? Like their last like big
Bro,
events are
like
about at the same time.
Nah,
no, MKX lasted longer, bro. Like
I just felt like it
Injustice,
did.
I feel Injustice 2 lasted long because of War of the Gods. Everyone would have stopped playing the game like fully competitively if there was War of
That's
the Gods.
possible.
Let me finish.
Yeah, but you could say the same about like ESLs and combat cups on MKX.
Yeah,
You
you guys all make great points, but
I'll let you guys finish. But War of the Gods kept that game alive. If there was no War of Gods, then everyone would have been just chilling, whatever. Yeah, players play for fun, whatever. It's casuals, whatever. Tournament here, then and then IPS season 2. Like, oh shit, we gotta get back into the grind. Like IPS season 2, $100,000. Let's play it again. Ultimately, without War of the Gods, that game barely lasted. That game barely lasted a year. We only played it because that's all we had. Just like the Street Fighter 5 players, which someone pointed out in the stream was a good point. If the Street Fighter players had a game that came out every 2 years, fuck yeah, they'd play the next game because like fuck, we're spoiled. We're spoiled.
yeah.
So
Hey, keep that to yourself.
I just feel like the game. I just feel like MK11 is really. I feel like MK11. I feel like if there's not something for you in MK11, then you just have to play something not a fighter. Like I just feel like I really get the impression they really went out of their way to say, "What more do you want, man?"
Yeah.
We literally listened to everything you said, and we put it all in the game.
And the game's still flatlined, bro. It's still flatlined.
But I mean, like MK11. I mean,
playing regardless. Like it doesn't matter what they give them.
yeah. I mean, I think MK11, but I think like I said, I think MK11. I mean, really a lot of it is
Those
just.
are my main concerns. Those things. I'm not even nitpicking. Like if they do some like cosmetic shit, like great. Like if they give Kabal like his MK9 ending outfit, like fuck yeah, like I want that, please. You know, or if they make his voice sound a little bit raspy or asthmatic, then hell yeah, when he's in his burnt skin.
Yeah.
But like what really concerns me though is those moves. Are we gonna be able to use them? Can we please use them? And if maybe like the dashes, maybe, and I'm still okay with the dashes how they are now.
I thought the game looked faster in the yesterday's combat cast.
They did. The walk speeds
and
look
also like
incredibly
you gotta also
Anyways, real quick, before I gotta head out, guys. Thanks for
Okay.
having me on. I'll catch you guys later. I
Dom,
gotta
thanks
head
for
out.
coming.
Later, Tom.
Take it easy.
talking,
All right,
Tom.
thank you for being on,
I hope
Tom.
to see you in tournaments, man.
All right, man. Take it easy, Mike. See you there, brother.
Good
Take it
stuff.
easy.
Later, bro.
Go ahead, finish, Tweedy.
Okay, so like the LA build or whatever, that build was probably like pretty old. Like I don't know like the month exactly, but it was definitely like a lot older than like January or whatever. So maybe the dashes are like already faster.
Right, that's what I'm.
The dashes did you guys see Jade's dash yesterday?
Yeah.
This bitch was
And
like machine gun
Baraka's look
dashing
faster,
towards.
too.
Yeah, and their walk speed was ridiculous. The walk speed looked way better than any game so far.
I love the
honestly,
walk.
that's how
Like, if you
should
guys
be.
just
Yeah,
saw
that's
like
how
the
you
round
should
one
be.
fight, Jade and Baraka walked back and they moved. Like they were moving forward and
Those
backwards.
are like
The movement looks
basic
great.
Characters like they're whip punishing. They're trip guarding.
Yes. Think about it. How good the walking was yesterday. You would see Jade and Baraka move around, and you would be in the range. Someone would want to throw a button out. Another person could whiff punish or jump. I saw so many trip guards yesterday on the stream where somebody was walking back, someone jumped, they got trip guard. The walk speed, it looks like they changed something because the game looks really fast now.
It does, and like I said, that right there, I'm cool about because I know they still have some time and that's easy fix. But
Dude, Rio, I
did-
can't.
Yeah, man.
Rio, I can't believe.
I do hope they keep the walk speed though. I hope they don't revert it, change that because right now it looks good.
Rio, I can't
they
believe
need
one
to
of your
keep it like that.
topics here is: do you think NRS introducing powerful anti-zoning that J will get more people to try MK11? Dude,
Yes,
what
dude, it has to
there's
be.
Dude, I haven't even.
It has to be.
Dude, name me one.
Dave,
zoning
I don't know
character,
about you, but
What's
a lot
one
of people
zoning
have been
character?
saying. A lot of people. What do you mean? All
Bro,
of them.
I shot
Scarlet,
the
Zone
people-
City,
All of them-
Jairus.
Wait a minute, all of them because
Baraka's like Deadshot 2.0.
Bro,
Have you been reading the
dude,
comments?
Oh my god.
Baraka's projectile is minus like 21 on hit. I
No,
shot
Tweety,
through
I know
from
that.
half
I know
speed
it's a
and I was
super
minus
slow,
on
like.
hit from
Yeah,
half
I know it's a
speed.
super slow 20 frame projectile that's like whatever, but people are like, it's
It's
Injustice
like a
3, it
shitty
is all
version
zoning.
of Slasher Jason's projectile, and nobody like
Right.
thought that shit was OP.
I know, that's
See, that's the thing.
This
But
is insane.
But you have to understand it from NRS's perspective. When they go online and read all the comments on their videos, and they have all these people saying Injustice 3 game
Dude, they
looks
saw
whack,
one
too
projectile,
slow.
it's
They're like, you know what? They're like, you know what,
So-
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically, dude. No, but they're like, you know what, guys? Fuck revealing Devora. Cut that bitch back. Can we show an anti-zone or something like Jade? so we can show these people that
Again,
there's going to be
there
ways to
has
get around
not
this
been a
shit.
single zoning
Even though-
video they've shown at all.
Dave,
Like, who?
Dave, you're not listening, dude. You got to think in the mind of a casual. They look at the game, they see a projectile,
They have to
they
sell
see
it.
I don't
Scarlet
know. I
doing
think
her
Scarlet
tentacle.
could zone.
It's
She just
zoning.
Here's the
needed more
thing.
than like 20 minutes to show that. Like she
Yeah,
has a
they
lot
have
of
to sell
zoning
it
tools.
first. Yeah, they have to sell it first, and then they can make it work for us. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like now they're going to be showing anti-zoning characters. Like after Jade's probably going to be Smoke doing all kinds of like DBZ teleports and shit.
Well,
Then after that's going to be Sector doing teleports
Dude, at the
everywhere. Like,
reveal, Scorpion's
they got to
DX
keep it on a
teleport
roll
was
now.
safe. Like, how can you zone that? The fuck?
I'm telling you, man. Look, these next character reveals are going to be all like anti-zoning characters. It's gonna
dude,
be like
I'm
Smoke,
not worried.
Melina.
I'm not
Also,
worried about
Sector.
them piecing to the scrubs. I'm never worried about that when it comes to NRS. I know
Yeah,
they're
no,
gonna
but I'm
piece to
just
the
trying to
scrubs.
explain you as to what I meant.
No, I'm
Dave,
trying
so
to
you
blow
can
you up
understand.
because again, there hasn't been one zoner shown so far. And what zoning are people
I
talking
disagree,
about?
though,
Because
Dave. I think Scarlet could be a good zoner.
no, I know
just
she
told you
can,
what
and
zoning
again, I
people are
trust
talking
you,
about,
but
Dave.
people aren't.
They're talking about
He's like a
Deadshot
true
2.0,
zoner. He's
Baraka.
like a true zoner.
Yeah, Tweedy, people aren't even complaining about Scar. They're complaining about you spamming projectiles with a
Yeah, but
horrible.
Baraka's projectile, like, that was just like a.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that. I'm agreeing
Dude,
with you.
I remember watching the NRS live stream when it was Scar versus Gur, and people in the chat were like, "Oh my god, this game's ruined for me. I can't look at the screen, guys. Let me know when it's over." It was really bad in the chat.
Garrus low-key,
People were
like,
so dramatic.
I was
They were like,
like,
"They've
zoned
ruined
by Gur
MK's
with
Injustice
fucking,
3." You
Quantum.
guys think I'm making this
Pillars.
up, but
Oh,
I was there for the
I
chat.
believe-
Zyphox was there too.
What-
We were talking about it.
The what?
We were reading the chat during Gur versus Scar when it was
yeah.
Jiris
You
for Scar,
can't
and they were
please
full
everybody.
screen zoning.
You can't ride the donkey the right way. Like,
No, but this is my point.
Chat
NRS is trying to damage control. That's why now they're showing characters like Jade. And I'm telling you, the next characters are going to be characters like with teleports and shit that get around stuff, just so they can keep the casuals in check to get the game.
Right. It's all they gotta sell it.
Which is smart marketing. NRS is smart when it comes to this shit.
No,
Like
they
the
already
South
have.
Park.
Again, they already have anti-zoning. You have look at Scorpion, you look at Jade.
Raiden,
By the
No
way,
shit, Dave. I get that,
Raiden?
but to other
Oh my
people,
God.
they don't.
yeah, there's only Raiden. Besides, we don't know what the flawless block is gonna do projectiles. If you do know chip, like
I
what
think
is that? Gonna,
that's gonna be really important to learn.
I know, and again, so all this, like, oh my god, the game is zoning because what?
Hey,
3D?
I'm not the one calling MK11 Injustice 3 or Zoning Fest.
I know you're not.
I don't think the
Far
game's gonna
from
be like
Injustice
that.
3. Like people see one projectile, oh, it's Injustice. Like
Exactly, like the whole
Injustice
Baraka
invented
bitching and Jiris and
projectiles, bro.
Scarlet.
It's the only game that's ever had it.
Apparently, Injustice 2 is the first game to invent zoning and projectiles.
Never seen before, right?
if anything, Injustice has pretty great mobility with the meter and roll.
Yeah, like
Going-
Catwoman and Black Canaries win in every major.
You got
like,
Catwoman jumping in half screen with a whip. You got Black Adam doing full screen EX plus dive kicks.
No,
People are
there's-
bitching about zoning.
Man.
People are complaining like it's with Catwoman's whip. They're like, man, please take these neutral bust moves out the game. Please, I want to play footsies. I want to play neutral. Like, bitch, you have no footsies. You have no neutral. You need these moves in the game to stop. You don't want to play these. Stop. You need these moves. Not me. I'm gonna use them because they're in them. I'm gonna abuse them. But you need them. You need them to hang. Stop,
Damn.
bro. These
Damn,
are facts.
Damn, are you calling out somebody specifically or just scrubs,
Ooh,
man? What are you
no,
talking
I'm-
about?
Twitter, everyone.
Yeah, he just told everybody just to level up.
Yeah,
Right
no, it's
now.
crazy because
Level
I know
up
it's
and
dumb,
use
but
level up and use the
Dude.
broken shit in your game. Okay, stop complaining
It's-
about it and use it.
it's just silly how everything is now because this is the first time
Yeah,
an
there's
MK game
always
has
gonna
been
be top
is
tiers, like-
launching.
Right, always. And it's always gonna be
Yeah,
broken
no, but
shit.
this is the first time ever that an MK game is launching and people are talking about it negative, saying it's this
Right,
and that.
and that's
this
what I'm
didn't happen with
like,
MKX.
why am I?
Didn't happen with MK9. Didn't happen with the games before that. This is the first time ever where a new game is coming out that's Mortal Kombat and people are complaining about it.
That's because casuals
Wait,
are.
wait, wait. What are they complaining about?
No, even us. Like even
Mike, I
us.
just explained it. Like the whole
Were
Injustice
you
3 and
living under
Zone
the-
Fest and it looks slow
Were
and
you on a
boring.
rock for these last 20 minutes?
Yeah, Mike, did you fall asleep?
You're saying everyone complained about it. I've heard nothing but good things.
No, not everybody. I mean, like a bunch
mean,
of people
I
are complaining about the game.
But about those certain
I don't think there's. I mean, they did like we complained about the walk speed and everything, and you guys.
No,
were
I'm not
saying
talking
that
about
they
us. I'm
buffed
talking
it.
about like the whole general, like
I
what
know
everybody's
real
been saying in
thing, and
Twitch
I'm
chats.
Everyone, no matter what, like the next NRS game to come out right away, even before it's even seen, people are going to complain about it. You know what? Like, I don't know if this has ever been addressed. Like, when I went to MK9, when I first started competing in MK9, you were the uncool person if you liked MK9. Like, it was weird. As a kid, when I was a kid, you were uncool in school if you liked Power Rangers. For some weird reason, I like I loved MK9 and I knew it was great, but a lot of people, like Street Fighter players, they were unattracted to it because
They're
they
Street
kept
Fighter players.
hearing that, oh, you're uncool for liking it. Like it was a cool thing to say, oh, that game just sucks.
Yeah, it's
Like
cool
in
to
the
like
FGC. Yeah, for some reason. And it's hella weird just because tournaments like Evo and shit doesn't put us on Sunday. So it's people look at it like, oh, even though Street Fighter is worse than NRS, for some reason, you're cool for saying, oh, Street Fighter this. Yeah, I love Street Fighter. Like Justin Wong, hell yeah, like this and that. And it's like, we get it, they're OGs and shit. But it's like, what the fuck? Like, you're not uncool for liking NRS, but it's weird
Yeah, and
that,
then
like,
these dudes want to come in when our games are coming out and be like, "Why can they press start during matches? Why do they fucking skip each other?"
Exactly.
Like, shut the
Yeah,
fuck
why
up.
don't they do anime annotation inputs? Like, bitch, why we had to learn your annotations playing Dragon Ball? We didn't complain about it.
Which game do you think the Fonz fucking plays? Street Fighter or fucking Mortal Kombat? Really?
Who?
The Fonz?
I am the Fonz, so Mortal Kombat, of course.
Hey. Hey.
Hey!
Hey. All right, at least stop. That's all I
No,
have to
no.
say.
Here's the point, though. At least we can all agree this. Street Fighter and Tekken community are a lot more mature than ours. Like that's 100% true. They don't see guy, on the screen like, oh, Sonic Boom game sucks, looks like Injustice. Like
Looks like
nobody
Injustice.
nobody
Before
talks like
Injustice was even invented.
Yeah, they're like,
Jack
dude, it's
Allen, like-
Injustice.
like,
That's stupid
Injustice.
zoning, bro.
I know, but the point is none of
I
those.
don't get why that's a meme now in NRS community. Whenever there's a projectile, it's all about
I
Injustice.
know, because
It's like,
our
it's like
community-
He's invented
dude.
projectiles, bro.
I know, right? Exactly. Like, dude, our community is immature. They don't like zoning. They don't like anything. They don't
And
like
we're
one
spoiled.
song.
And we're spoiled.
Yeah. So it's NRS needs to be very careful who they listen to. They need to, make wise decisions. And I think Deb and I and all the other people complaining about this variation league, I think that's a good point. Again, a lot of you morons, you see Tweedy spamming Baraka's 25
20
frame,
frame projectiles minus 30.
It's minus 30, and they're like, oh my god,
Bro, it
this
was so
is
minus
it.
on hit. Oh my god.
I know.
I did it in a string and I was punishable on hit. Like,
Oh my, I know, like, okay, I can't handle this. Is like Starfire. This is like Dr. Fate. I can't handle this game. Like, seriously, like, again, that's the difference between our communities, and the Street Fighter
Dude.
community.
That same guy would be in a fucking like Twitch stream on a shooting game. He'd be like, "Oh my god, Injustice 3, Gentiles."
and then
Here's
shit's
fucking
like Call of
A.
Duty. Have you ever watched like competitive Call of Duty? That shit's like hella Rushdown.
Exactly.
Here's the thing I want to see. I know that they're still working on it, so I'm not gonna like nitpick at it too much. But like the dashes, I feel like maybe they can cover more ground. Or if you're dash canceling, I don't know how it was in the build, but that you guys played.
Because
but-
you were revoked.
Yeah, I was revoked. Hashtag leak. What? They messaged me like after I made that post. Like 2 of them messaged me like, "Hey, you're on the list. You're invited. Give me your email." I'm like, "Bro, I've been trying to hit you guys up for a month. Like, I'm at work. I can't just catch a flight till tomorrow for tomorrow. Like, thank you though. Anyways, long story short, back to the hotel. The dashes. If the dashes can if they can have a little bit, I don't know how the recovery was. I heard the recovery was a little bit slower, like the dash canceling, like regular dashing. So maybe if they can make it more fluent. But like I said, and I heard before, Ed Boon didn't even like the dash canceling in MK9. He thought it was good, right? It was funky. So
Yeah, it wasn't intended.
But
like,
we
the way that
love
people
to
start
play
playing
it.
the
I
game.
love a game where I feel
Yeah,
like
no,
I
it
have
was-
full control of my character.
well, you
It
have
was
to
fun,
play.
but
Yeah.
Do you know what that created?
they had
You know what that created? That right there, the dash cancel right there, created creativity. It created like
it was freestyle
it
because you could play and move how you wanted to.
express yourself. Yeah, exactly.
But what's weird is when they made the game with MK9, they didn't want people to dash around like crackheads. They wanted, the whole reason they had dash cancel system is to string together combos. That's it. And then people started moving around with that shit, and then it just
Right.
everything
Well,
went out the
people
window.
like movement options, and I think I like zoning, but I think the dashes should be better. I think they should recover a lot faster.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Again, nobody's for like limiting people's movement. I think limiting movement makes people miserable, as we've seen, in Injustice 1. Like nobody wants to.
Wait, but people complained about the run on MKX that it was just running 50-50s.
Well, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's another whole. That's a different.
To be
That's
fair,
all
though, the
good.
backwards movement in
Well,
MKX was shit.
well,
I from
Wait,
what
what
it
do you
Wait,
mean,
to
though?
be
Like,
fair
when the
though,
game was too
MKX is
fast,
like
people complain. When it's too slow, people complain. Like,
I know,
yeah, but
but
MKX is a weird game because it's like a car. Like you can only go forward, you can't really go backwards. It's like
yeah,
the movement was ass. It gave you the illusion it was
Bro,
good,
if
but you
you
try to
can
walk
run
characters like Aaron
backwards,
Black, you
I
can't
feel
move.
like I'm like running and strafing on
See,
Call of
if they
Duty.
added the ability to run backwards and make you drain more
I'd
stamina,
feel
that
like
would have
I'd be
fixed the
strafing
movement.
and running
That would
back
be,
from Call of
yeah,
Duty and Apex.
yeah.
It would have been good for MKX though.
well, nobody's
But the problem with
saying.
Run
MKX is you can't
backwards.
move backwards. You can
Hold
move
on, hold
forward,
on
but
a
not
minute.
backwards.
Nobody's saying you should be able to run backwards, but don't you think, Tweety, there should be a balance between being able to run like a maniac and being not able to walk like you can in
Yeah.
Justice One? There's a balance between.
yeah, I think so. But then like people would move back and start zoning, and then it would be Injustice 3 in the chat.
Injustice a little
I mean,
right.
Injustice 1, their dashes were fast, so it made up for like the movement speed, and they
That's
recovered
true.
really quick.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like they're watered down. I think like some of the stuff that they had that's like quote unquote OP or like strong, it should be in there.
You know what's funny though? The whole running topic, no casual players ever bitched about that shit. That was like literally only
They
the
love that
competitive
shit. When
players.
they
It's
did
like
see
the
it in MKX,
opposite.
they're like, "What? How is this more?"
Yeah, no one
Yeah,
ever. I never heard anybody.
Ninja Killer's like, oh, let me just take off my. I'm about to play Jade, bitch.
Yeah. Just
He was
to
like,
save
oh,
on
with
the
running, like-
animation budget. Just to save on the animation budget, it should have just made everyone moonwalk to run backwards.
That's another thing is they were
Moonwalk.
talking like Injustice invented the not running. Like they were talking like every other game has run.
Yeah.
That's already been invented.
I know, that's what I
Every
mean.
fighting game has run. What are you talking about?
NRS ones.
No, just
Only
in
pussy
general, they were
Injustice
like,
2
they
players.
were like, "There's no run. This is Injustice, bro. Like
Yeah.
Injustice is the only game that's ever
Like
had
Injustice
not run."
invented the game where you walk and dash and
yeah.
jump. Like
I know,
Only
but that's-
pussy Injustice 2 players don't want to run button in their fighting game.
But that's
Like
what
when
I.
Street Fighter like 2 players in the '90s got Street Fighter 2, they're like, "There's no run. Is this Injustice?"
Justice.
Like,
just for injustice.
So to go back about what we were talking about the game dying after like a year and stuff. I really do believe we can't rely on like Evo and stuff to.
We can't.
Even though that's great, like we need. Okay, so whoever was at the reveal, you guys seen how much like production they put into that thing and how much money for Christ's sake, the taco trucks were all free. Like
Were they
they
really?
put yeah, they were. So they put so much money into that thing. I know NRS, WB, they can make their own Evo. They could make their like they did with IPS, right? Where
ESL, bro.
it can't
ESL.
just be but it can't just be once a year. They should make it
Yeah,
like
it has to be a
for every
series.
season or something.
Or
So
like
4
Summit,
times a year or
Summit,
something.
or like ESL.
Yeah, and they should definitely, like you were saying, War of the Gods really helped. They all got to get together.
Bring
Stuff like
them on.
Summit, War of the Gods. Yeah, bring them on.
Aquaman, Echo, Maze.
And we gotta have our own. We could have our own thing where we don't have to worry about, oh, are we gonna be in Sunday finals? No, we are the only game.
So
That's
essentially, we need to become like the Smash community and run everything ourselves.
Why does it
Exactly.
really matter though? Like, why do we
Like-
need to be on Sunday?
because
I
you
think
see
it's
the
like
stage
a-
and stuff.
Because,
Like it's
bro.
just a thing. Like
I think it's
on
like
Sat-
actually being a part of it, right? I kind of see it.
yeah, it's
I think it's
exactly.
like as like I mean, I know I'm jumping way off track. Well, no, I'm not even gonna go there. Never mind. I was gonna talk about.
I can help you out, brother. Tap me.
It's
tap
like
me in,
building
brother.
a wall.
Tap me in, brother.
Wall. You can't
Tap
go
me
over
in, brother.
Mr. Evo, Mr.
Tap
Wizard
me
is
in, brother.
Mr. Wizard is Donald Trump, and he's like, "Here's the wall. Here's Sunday on this other side."
I think the only issue is when like tournaments are just like, "LOL, let us stream Tekken polls instead of NRS top 16." But like,
Yeah, that's
Tap
really
me in, brother.
stupid. Who's
the
scheduling
time that
that?
like it happens, I don't think.
Bro,
it's
we
like
gotta
a big
watch
deal.
like this freaking
Try
Wish
again,
board
bro.
game being played, this Super Nintendo game instead of the Justice Top
Big
8.
D was making
Yeah.
top 8 with like 8 reverse 3-0s, and we had to watch like Billy versus Bob and Tekken
I
polls.
got you.
We're watching Bob Mirrors round 1 and Tekken pools
Like Big D's off stream making top 8 with like reverse 3-0s everywhere.
with Poison Ivy. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's crazy. We gotta worry about that. Like, I really hope, and I think they will. They WB, I know, and NRS, they have to be planning something with like tournaments and shit. Because we heard even like
ESL was great. They just sucked.
I mean,
at
we
the
got
right-
Yeah.
Summit today. That's huge. We've never had a Summit in NRS.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah,
Summit's a big deal.
that's beautiful as well. But we want to be on TV, and is if NRS just has an option where they turn off blood and
No,
fatalities.
that's smart. That's smart. Yeah.
That's sketchy because then at that point, is it really Mortal Kombat?
That's
There's no fatalities and blood.
No, but it's esports at
People are
that
gonna be
point,
like Injustice all over again.
No,
They're gonna
I
start
mean
calling it Injustice.
it's just not gonna have the blood or fatalities, and it's just for TV, like win the top 8 or whatever, you know, like it just that needs to
No,
happen
I
because
do
we're
see
not
what
gonna be
Rio's
shown on
talking about,
TV.
though. I do see what Rio's saying. Like,
Yeah,
but I see what you're
I
saying too.
understand.
So we can get that advertisement, so we can be like somewhat that advocate, right? But
Yeah,
then
we're
I
probably
see
not
what
going to get on Disney with this game. Like Mickey Mouse
Hell
doesn't fuck with the.
Yeah, I don't think Mickey Mouse is down to see Devour Devour like some character.
Yeah, that's true.
would be like. I don't know what kind of like. Yeah, I don't know. Could be like on MTV if MTV was still around, really.
We could be like on an adult
HBO,
channel.
guys, come on. We already discussed this.
HBO, yes, VH1.
We've already discussed this.
Well, I feel really good because I was really stressing in the chat because I had so much steam and stuff to say. I feel a lot better now. So, you know.
No, man, I'm with you. I'm glad you let that all out. For the reaction. I think that was the main thing, at least for me. Because honestly,
Right, me too. Because I heard you guys talking like, oh yeah, and then Dave talking about, yeah, but can I use that move? I'm like, bro, I want to fucking talk about this right now. Like, get me in there.
yeah, man, I think
Aw,
I
I'm glad
think
we
people,
communicate.
I think people should be outraged about this, and I understand. Some people don't care, mostly the casual ones, but to me, this is a huge deal because
It's important. Yeah.
yeah, if I'm looking forward to a character, I want to know what damn moves I'm gonna be able to use. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be happy.
Yeah, like
Uh,
in this
No,
game, regardless, I'm going to adapt, and I'm not gonna like let myself get the best of me. I'm just gonna learn and get really good at it and grind it like a lot. I'm not gonna like take it like easy or whatever. Not like lose myself with like, oh, it doesn't have this. I'm done.
You're gonna get revoked from tournaments. Stop it.
I get revoked. I'm gonna revoke.
No, but I
my
kind of
own
see what you guys are saying about the whole moves. You guys want all of them to be playable, but like, wouldn't you guys be satisfied with okay, the 3 variations are
No,
announced. We see what
because I'm
moves
not
we
playing the
have.
whole character. I'm not playing the whole character.
I know.
I can.
Okay, but what if they never announced moves that they put in the game? What if they just showed okay, these are the 3 variations and these are the moves that you're gonna have, and you're like, okay.
That's good. That
And then they put more moves, and then you're like, you see those moves, and you're gonna be like, oh, I want those. So then they put those moves in, but they always want casuals to have those moves that you can't play in tournament. Are you gonna keep
That
saying
was still,
no?
yeah, that
I
was
want
still
that
be
in
gay
tournament.
though.
Like Dairu's Tombstone drop. That wouldn't be a move in tournament.
But why
They
can't
would be
we
upset.
have play those things too, though? Like for example, like Red Hood. Red Hood had the best gear move in the world. He had the one where he slices with the knife, throws the gun at your head, and blasts you. Like,
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
it's not
It
even
was.
broken. It's dope.
I get what you're saying in a way, but like I think that we should just be satisfied with like the what's in tournament. Like what are we gonna have in tournament? Okay, that's what
Fuck
we should
that.
be
Fuck
I'm just
that.
kidding.
satisfied.
No,
I'm
but
Look,
I
this is what they're
understand what
gonna do,
Dab's
though.
saying, and I
Be
understand what
unfair.
Mike's saying.
I'm not
Yeah,
trying to
this
be.
is what they're gonna do though. This is gonna be the game where they make every move tournament viable. They're
Yeah,
gonna
I
have
think they'll
more
do
than
that.
3 variations per character.
I hope,
That's what
and
the plan
I'm
is.
hoping so. I just don't want to make myself believe that because every time I just let go and let NRS, I've been disappointed, and maybe I'm just psyching myself out the whole time. But I'm just
I agree, dude.
I
Like
don't.
I feel the same
They
way.
they never disappointed me, honestly. Like
right.
I have full. That's like NRS, and this game is not what I'm concerned about. I'm super hyped for the release. What I'm concerned about is tournaments. How long are we gonna have? And what like Summit? That's great. You guys just said that Summit just announced today. That's I want to keep seeing that. I want to keep seeing stuff like War of the Gods just partnered with WB. Like bam, big ass tournament happening. Like I want to keep seeing that stuff. I'm concerned about the longevity of the game. I'm not
I think
concerned
the
about
longevity will last though if the game is fun, but like I think it'll die if they're just paying people to play a game that's not
That's
very
the thing. That's what
fun. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
but this is the thing. I'm not like I don't know about you guys, but I always have fun with MK.
No, I
no matter
understand.
what.
Like it's all personal opinion. Like, but like
Exactly.
you gotta like realize too. Like some people like didn't like MKX. You know what I mean? Like and
Yeah, I get it.
yeah, like
I
to
get.
some people it
No,
just felt like they're just being paid to like
Yeah,
play
but
it.
some people like after the first year, the people that just can't make a top 8 and just are losing, they eventually just don't like the game because they're losing. They're like, oh,
I don't
I
think
don't.
that's always it though. Like that's the
That's
thing.
not
Like,
always the case. No,
everyone
I know
literally
it's not
thinks that
always. I
like you
know it's
have
not
to be
always the case.
bad to not like a game. Like you can be good at a game and just not fucking like
Sonic
it.
Fox said MKX was
Yeah,
the worst
but
game ever played.
real
He
quick, like
tweeted that.
the longevity of the game, I feel like the whole customizable. The thing that me and Dave agree on, and a lot of other people. I think that is a key component of the game's longevity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just because it just like literally matters on like if everyone's having fun. Like if the
really
game's
does.
fun, dude, people are gonna fucking play no matter
I
what.
want to have fun. Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if the game's broken or anything. Like if the game is fun, dude, like people are gonna play.
Yeah.
Like look at
If I
MK9.
could-
Like MK9, dude, was shit online, and people still play, bro. It's like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it all has to just do with if the game is fun.
I could say
that's what I want. I'm not saying I want MK9 because that's
No, I'm not saying that either. I like if the game's
know you're
fun,
not.
I'm
I
gonna
know
play
you're
no matter what. I don't
I
give a
know
fuck
you're
if there's
not.
money or not.
No, I know you're not. I'm
I-
just clearing it up. I'm just clearing it up for the people in the chat. I want that. I want to play it because it's fun. I want to go like, man, like I just
Yeah,
got my ass
definitely.
kicked. Like I was just playing Tweedy, and Tweedy just fucked me up with Baraka, but like I had so much fun. I seen what he was doing. I can't wait to get off work and go back and practice.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
again.
like you actually
I
start
want
thinking
that.
about shit at work. Yeah, like that's like when the game's addicting like that, and you're in a fucking grown ass man, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
that's what's up. That means the game is mad fun, dude. Like that's
Right,
the point.
Exactly, and I'm jumping slightly off topic, but I've never played BRs. But I played Apex, and I can't stop thinking about it. It's so addicting, and like,
Dude,
I
it
don't
is.
want that.
After
I don't want that
after I'm done with this podcast, I'm gonna go on Apex.
Yes, I mean actually, like I hate battle royales, dude. But like this one is actually pretty fun. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
I'm not gonna lie.
It
Yeah,
is.
like, I want that feeling with Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
11. That's all I'm.
Yeah,
No,
saying.
dude, I
yeah,
remember
the-
like in MK9 though, dude. Dude, there was a minute, bro, like where I just like could like Denzel and MIT would come over, dude, and we would just play like 10 hours straight, dude. Like no breaks, like just like not even realize how much time goes by. Like that's when you know like something's really fun.
It's beautiful,
you know?
yeah. And it's like talking about Apex now.
Like
It's
you're just
crazy,
playing
like,
but you're just
you
playing the
just-
same game over
Alright,
like
let's play.
hours, bro, and you just lose time.
Yeah, like it's beautiful when you play a game like that. And with fighting games, it's a little harder, I think, just because you're stressing about
It is
getting
because and they're really repetitive because like you get back into it, you know, like over